Hut!
Attenat! Yes, Daddy.
Okay, so um, I'm just gonna introduce you guys to some some of the mechanics available to you, like some of the different mods. Obviously, 3 out of 4 of you are from staff, and then Brandon is
I
a friend. Um, so you will be dealing with different mod sets, and like some of the guys doing the
Yeah.
trainings aren't doing it specifically for armor. So it's just about giving kind of a broader scope of things to train with, and one of those would be our high and low ready. You don't really have to worry about low ready. It's more just having at least one of them. And again, the reason we use it is for flagging, because obviously if we're forming a stack, we don't want to just be pointing our guns at each other like this as we're going in behind someone, only to then very quickly transition into attacking a hard corner. Because then if we have some kind of malfunction, then at least you'll have this level of protection. And again, you can lower it by pressing left click, which is the best way to do it. But again, it's just one step before actually shooting your gun. So to use it, obviously you raise your weapon and then press T. So just make sure it's working okay, and remember to use it. Okay, so for
Oh yeah.
example, if there was someone in front of me stacking on the door and I was behind them, I'd just go high ready. If they push through into the corridor and I'm still stuck behind them, I'd stay in high ready. And then if we went into, say, a split stack, I'd go to my side and then push out. So make sure we're using high ready. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much how you do it, when you do it, and why you do it. Obviously, most of you guys know how to use the laser light module. Brandon, in case you forgot, it's Control L to change the light mode. So obviously visible, um, flashlight and laser, and then our IR laser. In terms of when we use that stuff, flashlights are not really for the nighttime. They're more designed for just going into dark environments where obviously we may not have nods on, or maybe we just can't even see with not night vision on, because once you're indoors, like even with night vision, you are going to struggle to see a lot of things. So having a flashlight ready just to get some artificial light directly on that position, um in front of you, just to like, let's say you're just quickly checking like a dark corridor, then having a flashlight ready is very helpful. And I would say, like, have your flashlight, if it's in daytime, have your flashlight as the one selected, and then if it's nighttime, obviously have your IR laser. Visible laser, I mean, obviously we do a lot of point shooting, so if you're not great at point shooting, then do use a visible laser, but it's not really as important as the other two. Obviously, when IR lasers are used, and I would encourage you to use weapon canting when we're doing night vision. I wouldn't use weapon canting for daylight, because really it doesn't make a huge difference. It's more for activating a laser. Now, some of your optics will work with night vision, but there's no guarantee there. By the way, speaking of your optics, obviously most of
miss
us
quick.
are running EOTechs or red dots. So get used to it. It's pretty good for CQB. Like, you could actually aim your optic. You don't have to point shoot when you're going through these corridors and rooms, even if it's really close up, because it's quite zoomed out, as you'll see. And then obviously you can zoom it in, and if you press, I don't know what you guys have your keybind set to, but you can also turn on the magnifier if that's something you know how to do.
I don't even
But again,
remember.
probably won't make a difference, because again, this is CQB, so don't worry about it too much. In terms of your night vision goggles, typically in a milsim environment, we keep them in our backpacks unless it's nighttime. But honestly, it's fucking armor. It doesn't matter. And again, just know when to use it, how to use it. Make sure you've got your IR lasers, and just remember that environments indoors can get so dark that even night vision isn't going to be a solution. So it just depends. Like, obviously, if you're playing a certain game or in a certain unit with certain mods, it might change. So just do some basic research, like basically just know, okay, within the environment I'm playing in, what can I expect in terms of lighting? And that's obviously an environmental variable, and we'll get more into how those affect our decision making later on. Does anyone know the keybind for shoulder tap? Because I actually can't remember it. I know you can ace interact. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
keybind which makes it 10 times easier, but I can't remember what it is. Let me check, because it would be much easier if we just need a keybind. It's ace something. I think it's just ace common. Oh, it's shift T, which is and it's low ready. Okay, well, in the meantime, just obviously use the ace one. If you want to change it in your own time, then feel free to. But again, we can just use the standard Windows key interaction. Yeah, well, it is what it is. By the way, we also have CTAB if you're wondering, but again, probably won't be needing that so much as DUI squad radar, which we should have. Oh, I think I need to. I don't think we're all in the same group anyway. In terms of ace grenade throw, Brandon, if you press Shift G, it'll bring up grenades. If you actually just pressed it there and now have a grenade in your hand,
Join the group.
just throw
Yo,
it somewhere.
I got a grenade.
Please, yeah, okay, that's a chem light, I think, thankfully.
Oh, it's an
Double G, always bind it to double G.
Yeah,
But Tom,
but again,
that crotch.
Okay, Brandon, touch my crotch and join the team.
Okay.
He probably doesn't even know how to point.
Yes, I do. No, I don't.
Okay,
That's true, I don't.
Enemy crotch, front,
touched-
200 meters.
I did it.
That's
We
literally-
haven't touched
that's
it.
I have to
literally-
use
We need to
interaction
get
on my
really in there.
I
cock
did.
and then join the team.
I did.
No, you didn't.
No,
I
What?
think it just isn't working.
It's not working then,
Because
so
I did it.
it.
So, well. Okay, cool.
What it is.
So yeah, make sure we're using ace grenade throw for the flashbangs. And I'll talk about flashbangs in a test we'll be doing very soon, a very scientifical test. Advanced advanced movement then. This isn't me recommending you do use it so much as I say just don't overestimate it. Obviously, like one of the main ones is the left side one because you can move your gun, but as you can see when I move, it puts my gun back to the front. So that means that if I enter the room, like if I'm like this peeking and then I go to move, it's gonna move where my barrel is, and then when I go in, it's gonna move again, if that makes sense. So as I'm entering the threshold, once I stop to engage a target, my barrel actually moves left of where I was looking. So basically, I could just completely lose my track of that target and then probably get shot as a result. So don't overestimate it, and obviously it can get janky. Like obviously Armor likes to just do weird animations when you do two things at once that it doesn't want you to. It will just put you into these weird animation cycles. So just be careful. Again, for the most part, just use peeking. Don't worry about like all this shit because when it comes to armor breaching, it's either very doable or very not doable. There's no real in between. So unless you're doing like some hardcore limited entry where you're like on your own in a giant compound, don't worry about all that. It's mostly for us, we're looking at 2-man quick entry for these kind of small structures, like our average armor structures. But again, if you're here to maybe go on and join like a ready or not unit, like Brandon, for example, then you might want to consider how that's going to be different in that game just based on, how the AI reacts and what kind of speed you're moving at and just the whole operating environment. Like, for example, it's obviously policing, so we need to be a bit slower because we can't always shoot to kill. Whereas in Armor, it's mainly just about flashing the room, getting in, shooting, and getting back out again. So just keep that in mind. Another thing, Brandon, if you press
Microphone
6,
muted.
7, and 8, you'll see 6 and 7. Well, 6 is for your lethals, 7's for your non-lethals, and then 8 is for dropping normal throw and all that. Just make sure if we're putting chem lights down, we're in drop grenade, but obviously don't drop a frag grenade because that's not going to be good.
Okay.
Again, I usually just set it to drop grenade because the only thing I'm dropping is chem lights, and then for flashlights, just make sure you're using Shift G. Another issue with armor in terms of like platform relevant application and mod application is pistol changing. So obviously, like a big thing in the tactical world is like, oh, if you need to train to switch to your pistol, if you if you run out of ammunition, it's fastest to switch to your pistol.
Microphone
Right?
activated.
Gaz's famous saying, it's or
Remember.
I thought you were gonna finish there.
That was really awkward.
Yeah,
I had
switching
something in my
T-pistol is always faster than reloading. Well, in armor, it's really not, especially since, as you guys know, if you press R to reload and then press 2, it finishes the reload animation and then pulls the pistol out. So not only is it slower than just outright switching, but you then have to do both, and you still literally accomplishing nothing, so you'll get
Yeah.
obliterated.
You
So
need to add a perk for that if you want to do it.
Sleight of hand pro.
I have tested mods in the past for weapon swapping, and the last one we did made our rifles vanish. Like, it just literally just banished them.
Yeah, sounds like
So
armor.
You're going to the shadow realm.
that's why we're not using any weapon switching mods. But again, if we're playing a game like, for example, Ready or Not, in the case of Brandon, in the future, or mods like that do come out, just remember, training's gonna have to change, because in terms of an armor application, it's faster to reload. You know, you have to just say, you know, magazine or stoppage, crouch down, and pray to God that your teammate has got you covered. Which is why it's important to always check how your teammates are doing once you finish your sector. And that's why we use the left and right side cleared commands, and that's why they're so important.
And hope Rico is not your wingman.
Yeah, that too. Or hope that the Zeus was controlling that AI so he can pretend to miss every single shot, so you can then kill him 15 minutes later. Depending who it is, of course. So yeah, just watch out for that. Another thing, actually, I already mentioned this, so I won't go into it. Now we're going to do our science test. So I want to talk about the flash test. Now, this is an armor application only, basically to show a certain importance. So we're going to go over to this building. And what I want you guys to do is, obviously I haven't gotten really into how to form stacks, most of you kind of get the general idea, is I want you guys to stack up on this wall here, facing this corner. So this is what we call a corner stack, because you're around the corner from the wall of which the door is on, if that makes sense. If we're on this wall, it's a corner stack, or if we're on the wall on that side, it's a corner stack, and obviously this is just a standard front stack if we're actually on the wall where the door is. So yeah, a good thing I'm seeing already, Brandon's got the rear cover, you two are in high ready, you're covering the 90 degree without overexposing yourselves, and you're all sucked into the wall, so this is pretty much a textbook corner stack. What I'm going to do now is, you guys are going to actually enter one by one, and attempt to clear it. Did you guys save your loadouts, by the way?
Yeah.
It should be just saved in public, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's also true. Just, I think you probably, just in case there's some deaths, but I'll try and revive you guys if you get fucked up. Okay, I'm spawning actual AI, so...
Uh-oh.
I'll hold.
Oh,
I'll
no.
hold.
Okay. Tom, you're up first. Again, there's a reason why I'm doing this. It's as a test, so... Nice.
Clear.
Okay, there was something I forgot to mention that was quite important.
There's a window.
Yeah, let's move on to the other side, please, because I actually want it to be a direct entry. So yeah, if you could just repeat that stack on the other side. Also, bear in mind, if you get hit and hear like the sound of like bullets hitting metal, these vests are incredibly bullet resistant. So if you are playing with different vests or things like that, it could be different.
Yeah! Careful, Toast.
There goes Toast.
Yeah, they shoot at you too, you know?
Hello?
Fucking boom.
Okay. 1 second.
Shots fired.
Anyone else with the error messages in the TeamSpeak?
No.
Keep saying action currently not possible due to spam protection.
Why did we get killed? That was unfair.
Yeah. Toast, welcome to Arma.
I
Toast?
This is why
survived.
Zeus
Toast.
missions.
I survived.
A
Yeah.
tip, you might want to put the scenario flow and put the hostile
User
and friendly
disconnected from
until
your
the,
channel.
Yes, that's
Until
a
we're
good
ready.
idea.
Let's go, stand on the wall.
Brandon, did you should that do that got like deployed suddenly and killed me, Tom and Archangel?
I survived.
That dude, I suddenly see him like, oh fuck, I turn and then just like, fuck.
No, I was behind us. I looked in front of us, and everybody was dead. I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I made a critical error there.
I was so confused.
You're not the only one.
I mean, if you start Zeusing, you'll know not to trust the AI in anything.
Wait, let me try this. Don't go in this room. Okay.
And they're not gonna shoot you, they're unfriendly.
Okay, let's repeat. Let's repeat that stack. So what I want you to do, Tom, is rather than so basically I want you to be. Okay, never mind. I don't know what I'm saying.
What do you want me? You just want me to clear the
Just
room.
rambling. Going insane. I'll go check
I think
on.
Ark's Team 4 is
Oh.
dying.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes, daddy.
Yeah.
I'm so sad for Brandon that I don't. I'm so sorry,
What the
Brandon.
fuck are you doing?
We're okay. Oh, what?
What is that stance? No, you
Who's
rule.
mine or his?
That's the. He keeps doing a fucking worm stance.
He's an American, so. Sorry, easy joke to make.
Wou je nou volgende week nog gaan spelen?
User was
of wel?
moved to your channel.
Oh ja, dat was volgende week. Nee.
Ja, zondag mag ook.
Ja,
Maar daar heb je waarschijnlijk helemaal geen zin in.
nee, de issue is, mijn moeder is volgende week jarig.
Neem je er mee?
Nee.
Ah joh. I don't know if the week after that will work. Probably, but not sure. We'll see. Just throw some dates, I guess.
Ja, dat zal ik doen. Ja, in principe de 19e, de 20e of de 26e of de 27e kan ik wel.
Yeah, Ark's having technical issues. I think we'll just keep going, and then when he gets back, he gets back. So, basically, you are going to kill the people in the room.
Yo, okay.
I don't even know if this test is going to prove anything because I'm not sure if you guys will be too good for my test, but give it a shot.
Don't expect too much from me. Or anyone here, for that case.
Ja.
Oh, thank God, it's unfriendly. The guy just spawned way too close to us.
Toast.
Toasty woasty. What are you doing, me boy? Just be aware though that the AI have fucking Terminator reaction time probably.
Oh, I think what's happening with Ark is my server is set to kick people that are at a certain ping, maybe?
I don't know.
I'll try and change that.
He has said he got some error about spam protection or something. So Jeroen, after this we're starting a Hoi 4 game. Play until 4 AM today.
But nee.
Yes. You have no choice in this matter.
Oh wait.
User disconnected from your channel.
Okay, I think I fixed it.
User was moved to your channel.
Why do I do nothing? Why don't I have a backbone?
I hope you do, because otherwise you'd be flopping around like a piece of jello. Bent jij een slang of zo, jong?
God, die we nu in.
Je bent nu in, joh, godverdomme. Van boerlaan hier, dan wordt die Simon Otto weer de eerste week door, ik weet niet hoor.
Nee, dat weet ik ook niet, hè.
I don't know what's going on. Okay,
Fuck
set these guys.
him.
Fuck the Belgian wing, the Flemish banker, sorry. Belgium of course doesn't exist.
No, that's not.
Oh no, he's gonna hurt. Okay, let me keep these guys on enemy.
How's your week been, Brandon?
It was good.
Fucking random.
It was alright. Oh, hello.
Oh, there's some Simon.
Wait.
I assume you can
Oh,
you hear
there it
me,
is.
Ark? Like, nod up and down if you can hear me.
That's a no.
Oh, okay. Alright, off you go, Tom. Shit, the RT
Clear.
Okay, well, at least I am getting an idea of where you guys are at in terms of tactics, and this is actually quite helpful. Okay,
Ark, can you hear us? Hello?
Like a deaf dog.
okay, off you go.
But I don't wanna.
Well, if you die, it will help. Prove my
User disconnected
it
from
will
your
help
channel.
my experiment. Oh shit.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Clear.
Nice. Again, considering I think he saw you
User
through the
joined your
window
channel.
because as he came around like this,
Hello?
you actually
Yes,
exposing
hello.
yourself to
Jesus
that
fucking
exposure.
Christ.
Yeah,
Right, it's
welcome
hard
to
corner.
TeamSpeak in Arma.
So, yeah, definitely watch your exposure. Like, I would say, obviously you were trying to clear that hard corner, but because this is a corner fed, right, so the wall ends right there, you don't really need to go this far back, if that makes sense. Because you know the wall's going to end there. So I would say just, like, once you clear that 45 on the far wall, you can literally just clear the 90-degree and then start to actually peek in, and then just all you really need to do is attack the hard corner, because again, it's a corner fed, there's only 2 hard corners and 1 soft corner, so yeah, but pretty good. Obviously, you survived, so that's pretty helpful. Okay, stand by.
Cause survival win.
Who's gonna be the one that gets killed first?
I am. Or Simon.
Wow.
Ah,
yeah, you
Simon,
are.
come on.
Kijk eens, dat flikkert erop, jongen.
And go. I have changed up the enemies, so don't worry if you're the anomaly that gets killed, because this is a slightly harder one.
Well, it wasn't you and it wasn't Ark.
Okay,
Yay!
I'll heal you.
I wanted to put him out of his misery.
Okay, as I said, that was a significantly harder one because I put the enemy on that 90-degree snap. So if you aren't used to like just doing hard snaps and quickly dropping a target, you are gonna get railed. And of course, this is part of my test. What I'm gonna do now is get myself killed. So please
Just
watch.
can't do it. I can't take the shit.
I mean, we can kill you instead.
No,
Is that a yes? Is that a no?
don't
Wait,
do
wait,
it.
no one go near the doorway. Although that I'll probably get myself shot. Okay, watch and learn. Okay, one sec.
Does Ark not get to do this, the poor man?
No.
If he can he hear me?
Yes.
No.
I think.
Oh, I
No.
can hear you. Okay then. Do you want to do? I mean, it's just gonna be the same thing. It's just
Yeah,
peeking
sure.
and okay, go for it.
Wants his
Let's get
gameplay.
3, 2, 1.
Nice. Okay, now we're checking that 90-degree corner. Make sure you're nice and aggressive on it. Okay. Good job there wasn't a hostage in that corner. Nice. Again, text bug, and sorry, Brandon, because it I kind of put you in a position where you were massively disadvantaged. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is basically show you what the flash test is. Now, you guys were all doing what we call limited entry, so does anyone know what the difference is between a limited entry and like a normal entry with like a group? Or even could guess, what would you say is if there was 3 of us, how would our tactics change in terms of approaching that doorway?
Well, you definitely get people to each cover like one side, one goes
Yep.
left, one goes right, checks those
Right,
hard
so
corners first.
rather than one guy like taking up the entire doorway, it'd be everyone running in and taking a corner, and we'd also probably use flashbangs. So this is the flash test.
It's
Again,
kind of
watch
too
in line.
small for 3-man though.
Yeah, this is more of a 2-man. Again, most rooms are 2-man. That was really just a kind of a random example. If we
Or
were
really
the guy,
1-man
he'll
if you
usually, yeah, if it's 3-man, he'll usually stand at the doorway and just provide admin. Like, let's say there's a hostage, he'll pull them out or whatever.
Here, I'll
So-
show you how it mostly goes and stuff. If you're going with a normal buddy guy, they're probably in
enemies in
hostile,
there,
so I'm
by the
probably
way.
gonna die. Like
Okay.
mostly it goes like this.
No, but
I'm clearing. Yeah, and that's
Yeah, and then someone throws in a frag grenade, not knowing someone's in there.
yeah, we forgot
who
that
would
one for
do
good
that?
measure.
Like-
Fuck, Simon.
Okay, so
Oh boy.
this is not really about limited entry versus dynamic entry, but more so about flashbangs. So this is me doing a dynamic entry, not a limited entry, so going straight through the doorway. Okay, hang on. Shoot me, shoot me. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay, the AI was looking it at the wall, so I killed both of them, so my test has just been completely
you want me
wrecked by
to
that.
place the AI for you.
Okay, no, I'll do it and it'll work this time. Oh fuck, oh fuck.
Yeah, then
Okay.
don't stand in front of the door.
There's still one inside.
No, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. I'll clear him. Right, so this is the flashbang test.
It's not gonna go.
So this is me going in without a flashbang. For fuck's sakes!
Welcome to Arma.
I tested this like 3 times before now to make sure that my science would go well, and then the one time I demonstrate it, they decide to just stare at the wall.
Yeah, now you know how I feel in most missions I run. Everything goes fine when you're testing it, and then as soon as players get involved, it just goes to shit.
Okay, this is me entering the room with a guy in every corner without a flashbang.
Oh, dude.
He do be dead though.
Frag out.
Nee. Shh. Simon. Af.
Zit.
Kom hier.
Zit. Ja.
Okay,
Fuck.
now
Vito,
what's gonna happen
shit.
is I'm gonna bang the
Oh,
room
for
and then I'm
fuck's
gonna
sake.
clear it. And I want you to watch the difference that it makes. Does that go in the room? That's the flashbang test right there. So
You
you can see the
did well.
difference. On the
Extra 4
first one,
times.
I literally just got blasted when I passed that corner. Second one, killed all 3 of them thanks to the flashbang. I have to go eat dinner, so on that note, I don't know, practice eat room entry maybe, stack up on the wall, do some.
Do we even have? How about you
have
give me
Zeus, right?
Zeus? Then
Hang
I
on,
can.
do goodbye. Oh yeah, I do actually. Hang on.
Give me Zeus, please. Then I can do some scenarios.
There you go. Okay, go for it. I'll be back in 10.
Sure.
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 Channel switched. Channel switched.
Oh,
Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, every time if I go into Zeus, I get kicked in the other channel for some
Hallo,
reason.
is
and then
maar?
when I'm in Zeus, okay. Let's see if there's some good buildings around.
I'm alone.
Where's my... I lost my helmet.
Okay, vanilla teleporters are fucking cancer. I want my mods back.
I want my armor server back.
I'm gonna go, I'm gonna first put them on friendly.
Are you also gonna have dinner?
God, these fucking vanilla things suck. All my normal Zeus modules. Okay, I'm gonna go place some enemies in the building. And then you guys can do a little bit of clearing training.
Tasty kill.
Awaiting orders. Okay, I'm here, but I'm still eating, so keep doing what you're doing. And I'll just
That's the
observe,
deal.
and at least I can see where you guys are at.
First thing that he thinks is, I want a burger.
Dude, that's a deal. $2 for
Ready.
I don't know.
This is what American Special Forces do.
I mean, no.
Other countries.
You have to get what he does. He's interacting with the locals. Hearts to mind.
Ready for order.
I'm part of the community services committee.
Thank you for your service.
Ready.
Oh, let me go order.
Awaiting orders. Ready for orders.
Alright.
Arabic?
That's just a deal.
Hey, what it looks like blurred out
Oh,
Arabic.
it's so American.
Oh, you're back?
Yeah, I'm eating though, so
Fucking
Did you get back
degenerate.
in?
I
Keep
put some
going.
guys in the building
hold
so
up.
they can do a little test if
yeah,
they want to.
I'd like to see where they're at anyway. So
Yeah, then I can, I'll go in Zeus and observe them for the recording.
2 normal 45,
I fucking-
egg cheese and a large soda.
Here you go.
I realize how much I miss my fucking normal Zeus modules and mods. Like
Yep,
these are
and
so
not,
fucking
not
bare
having to
bones.
press enter every time you want to search something.
This is so fucking bare bones compared to what I'm used to when I'm Zeusing. So.
Yeah, I feel that when I play Hoi 4.
Hold up, I need to put them on hostile.
Alright. Right, guys. I want you guys to form... So do you guys know what online rule is, or what online means?
Okay, they're hostile.
So, just a little note.
I'll
and we'll get
control
more
them a
into
bit
this
as
later.
well.
Online basically means if we're engaging a target, we all have to be like in an extended line, in a line formation with each other. Because if, say, I'm further back, I could then like track the target and then go into like somebody else's line of fire and shoot them. So basically, if we're approaching a building, we stay online. Once we enter a room, and let's say there's a hostage, we get online with each other, unless of course we're covering different sections. Another thing, don't clear a room without at least one other guy. 2 hard corners, 2 guys. Flashbang every room. I know you guys don't know like exact commands, but this is really just a test to see where we're at, and that will really help me in terms of troubleshooting. So you guys are going to clear that building. 2 decks. There's about 2 rooms, some kind of like, well, kind of like 3 rooms and like a hallway corridor kind of thing. So good luck.
Yeah, I'll control the AI a little bit so you don't get
Does
instantly
this
blasted.
work?
But
Well, sounds like you're tapping a table.
Yeah, it's not working. Okay.
Mainly because you're tapping a table.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Right, so Brandon, fill the gap, make sure you're in the center. Cool. You guys go on, if you hit Control C, you can go into flow mode, and then you basically just gonna approach the structure, keep an eye on the windows, stack up on the doorway, and then make entry. Again, use flashbangs, so try and coordinate that between yourselves. Make sure they're selected, and Tom, are you ready?
yeah, sure.
Okay, I have
Okay.
a question. Jeroen, you're a point man or?
Sure.
Copy.
Right, off you go. At the back should be watching the top deck windows. So Brandon, you're watching the top deck windows. Nice. Okay. Now, pause. Okay, just a question, you guys. In terms of stacking up, obviously you guys are all on this right-hand wall. Why are we doing that and not stacking up here?
Cause the window's gonna shoot
Yep.
me.
You don't want to be exposed, right? These are what we call exposure points, so standing in windows or other doorways, things like that. We want to avoid that. Luckily, we have a wall here. If there wasn't a wall here, you just kind of generally gather around this. Another thing is, if you think about depth of attack, right? If I'm on the left side, I can't push back because I've got guys behind me, and obviously there's this wall, and then there's a wall back here. So I'm basically isolating myself to this kind of corridor. Whereas if I'm stood at the doorway, at least I can then push out into the open, and then if we're taking contact from exterior, we can then, move back, get online again, and start engaging. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Ark, because you're number 2, you're going to be prepping the bang, so you just let your own know when your flashbang's ready, and then he will open the door for you, and you will throw it. Brandon, you're going to watch the doorway, so when it opens, if there's an initial contact, you can deal with it.
Bang ready.
Yeah. Clear so far.
Right clear.
Brandon,
Okay.
hold the stairs.
Yep, so we need one guy to hold the staircase, so whoever holds the stairs. Okay,
Holding stairs.
right. So we now got 2 guys in a doorway, so what do we need before we enter?
My flashbang, I'm already
Yep,
selecting.
guy on the left always enters first, so your own, it's your flashbang.
Yep, feet.
Brandon. Nice. Okay, now Ark's gonna stand at the staircase, just at the base of it, and then you guys are gonna stack up on him and tap his shoulder once you're behind him. Now, we want to get a flashbang out.
Tap.
What's gonna happen is, obviously getting a flashbang up this staircase is pretty difficult, so we're gonna need to get the point man to throw it, if possible. What I would recommend is with this staircase, Ark, if you check the rear, so if you know what I mean, like directly above you, like there could be an enemy watching over the railing. You watch the rear and then transition over to the staircase. Your own then watches the rear and covers you, and then you send a flashbang, and then you guys go up.
Do you
So
want me to go up like?
yeah, go
like
up backwards, then switch around, then throw a bang. This is a tough one, by the way, and it could end badly, but just try and get it. Once you're ready to get the bang in, just throw it, but make sure you're using Shift G, and make sure if it comes back down, you guys don't run up.
Bang it up. Bang.
Out. Nice. Okay, get another one out. Because you got that corridor, you got that L shape at the end, so
Ready,
send one in the
Roman?
far corner.
Out. For fuck's sake. Left. Go.
Hold the door, hold the door.
Brandon, you have the door?
Check up on the door, there's one.
Copy.
I'll go for the flash.
I got
Ready?
the I got the open door.
Okay, ready?
How do I do that again?
Who's, okay, have we, so Brandon, you're opening the door, right?
Oh, I was opening it? I thought I was flashing it.
Okay, well, have we decided, so, you said I've got flash, right?
Yeah,
Just
but
wanna
it's
check.
fine. If he wants to, he can. I don't really care.
Okay, that's, oh.
I'll hold
It's
for.
you're fine,
Uh-oh.
you're fine.
I hope that wasn't a grenade.
No, it wasn't.
Thank God. Okay, so let's stack up. Now, Ark, you know that thing of watching the front door?
Yeah.
That's only really for the initial entry. You
Ah,
can now
okay,
break
okay,
off
I
of
see.
that. And that was mainly just because we were short of men. And because Euron was stood in the doorway, because you know the way it was like we were pushed into the doorway by that wall at the side, whereas this we can form more of an X. So yeah, that's a perfect position. So someone's going to say prep bang, and then the other guy will open the door. Or someone says bang ready, I should say. So someone decide who's throwing a flashbang, say bang ready, and then the other guy opens the door.
Bang ready.
Ready?
Okay. Good. Well, not good, but
Yeah.
alright. Tom, can you heal your own, possibly? So
Let me as well.
might not be here. I'll
Flash
heal.
the fuck out of me.
I can't heal
Okay,
him
I wanna-
apparently because I can't edit him for some reason.
Ah.
I'm
Nice.
already up.
For some reason I can't see Ark's blip. So I can't.
Yeah, I
oh
had
no,
the
I
same.
can. That was mine.
Mm.
Just mine. If that happens where you can't see your own, you just get an eject and then eject from the parachute and it fixes it with his armor. So, two things I want to point out. Let's go back out here. Okay. So the reason I will say I'll use the term threshold and not doorway. So when I'm referring to like obviously this is a doorway and you know there's nothing wrong with saying that, but I say threshold because so the threshold is where I'm standing now in threshold. So it's literally the wall, right? The space between this room and this room. In this case, it's like a few centimeters. The reason I comment that is because we actually have another threshold here. Does anyone want to perhaps take a guess as to where the other threshold is on this floor? Oh, well, that's fine because
guess
we're
here.
learning. Yep, that's right. This is also a threshold. Because it's closed off, right? It introduces a hard corner. If this wall wasn't here, it would be one open room, so we'd be able to see that corner when we made that movement upwards. So what happened was, as you guys come out, and no fault of his own, because obviously you hadn't practiced for this, Euron went straight into this this corner. Now, obviously there was a guy in the soft corner, and then there was no one in the hard corner. But if there had been two guys, it would be possible that things wouldn't have gone as well. And it was already a pretty tight engagement. Now, this meant that Ark, who was by this point, as Euron passed that threshold, Ark was still around here. So there was that time where he had to catch up, and by that point, it really didn't make a difference. So what I would say is, if we have a doorway to the right, a closed door, and we have a threshold here, which is technically an open threshold because there's nothing covering it, then this is our priority. Now we've got three guys, so two can take up this corner, and then one guy can cover the door. So we could have Brandon covering the door, which is what ended up happening. So good job in terms of how you guys distributed yourself across the room. You knew that you needed to prioritize the first two guys on this area, and then the last guy covering the door. But what we need to make sure is that we acknowledge that this is a threshold, and therefore we hold our position and wait for our buddy team to acknowledge that he's with us. So what Euron could have done is when he came up, had a hold held at this corner, waited for the tap, and then once his buddy tapped him, he could push out, and then they'd be pushing out at the same time. So as he projects himself out to the far wall, Ark's also coming around this wall. You could also throw a flashbang, and that would be a good idea. And we'll go into how to use verbal or non-verbal commands in the future. But again, just a shoulder tap to verify that he's there, and then you guys go around at the same time. We might as well practice that. I'll go first. How about Ark? Do you want to get on my 6?
Sure.
So just get straight behind me like we're in a single file as if we've just come off the staircase, and you're in high ready behind me. And then I'm approaching this corner. We'll go into lean so that we're moving slowly. Okay, prep bang.
Nope. I keep hitting wrong keys. Fuck.
Take your time.
Bang ready?
Okay, if I crouch, that's the signal to send it, by the way. Ah, that flashed me, even though what I'd say is make sure it definitely goes into the soft corner, but that's fine. And then once that is our trigger to move, so we know I don't need to use any more commands. The flashbang has told us, okay, it's time to move. So again, Ark, what he can do is get more sort of like here. So he's not actually exposing himself any more than I am, but he's still behind me. And what that means is that as I move out to the far wall, he's gonna kind of come around like this. So he's got this cover right here. He's using this wall for cover, slowly coming around. So he's gonna actually prepare to do that now. So he's preparing to peek around me, and then just when that flashbang goes off, I'm gonna push out like this. see how immediately, and I'll do it again, I'll just say go, and then we'll push out. So, go. Immediately, we've got 2 barrels. He's got that corner, I've got the right corner, and it's immediate. Okay. So, you may think like, oh, this is a really like compound shape. This is never gonna happen. But this is what we call the corner rule, or corner wingmaning, or a corner split stack. There's like 3 different terms. It basically means going around corners, and what you'll find is that that can be applied to a lot more situations than you'd expect. And we'll go into that in future sessions when we talk about junctions. But again, it's just something to note at the time being. So, I think overall, like, you guys did great in terms of distributing yourselves. Obviously, I was there to kind of guide you along in terms of general rules, but we've definitely learned some of the ways we deal with, you know, making sure that the stairs are covered and then clearing the first deck, and then once it's cleared, joining up, moving up, distributing ourselves. We've now learned how to clear corners, and then the room entry. Again, I know it wasn't the best, but that's kind of what we're going to focus on for the rest of the session. So, we should definitely see a difference there very soon. So what we'll do now is I am going to do some talking on stacks. So I will take us back to... well, actually, let's just go outside and find a house we can demonstrate this on. We really just need a doorway, although this one isn't great because of the way it's positioned, but...
There's a house there.
Yeah. Even this one, just because there's no, like, thing in the way. So, one of the terms I want to kind of get stuck in your mind is natural flow. Natural flow is this idea of basically moving based on the contours of the room, right? So, for example, if I were to enter this room, okay, the flashbang has been deployed, and I'm going for the hard corner on the left. I'm gonna snap round, and I'm gonna hug the wall. What I'm not gonna do is walk 5 meters into the center of the room and then walk out. Obviously, I'm then slowing the time that the other guys can get in because I'm blocking the threshold for longer, and I'm not dedicating to a corner, right? So if we have a threat here, and we have a threat here, it's better to have one guy attacking one corner and one guy attacking the other corner than having both of them deal with them one at a time. So if we had a more compound room shape, we'd basically just follow the flow of the walls. An example of natural flow I want to mention, and sorry for bringing you guys back over here, but so when you guys entered, okay, I believe it was so you went left, right, and you went towards this doorway. And Ark, you went straight ahead and attacked this corner, and then went towards the staircase. That means that, based on natural flow, we go to the next threshold based on the one that's closest to us. So what would be, in terms of, like, between the doorway and the stairs, if I'm following this wall, what am I going to get to first?
Stairs.
Yeah. So, by basically his choice of corner, well, him going on this corner, he followed the natural flow of this wall, and he reached the stairs. Brandon, because he came in third, online rule dictates that he must be in between you guys, right? So he came out kind of into the center, which means he has the choice. And obviously we know, okay, we need at least one guy covering the stairs, and we need at least 2 guys to clear a room, so he went there. If we had, say, 4 guys, then it would be the 4th guy's choice if he goes to the staircase or the room. If we had 5 guys, then, again, it just comes down to how much do we really need? Because, again, do we need 3 guys to clear a room as small as that? So it just comes down to natural flow and just following those contours. Okay, what you wouldn't do, as an example, would be following this wall, seeing the stairs, and then going here, right? It's not your responsibility. We'll go back over here. Now, why is natural flow important? Because we are working towards non-verbal communication, right? So using hand signals, like this is the hand signal that most units teach for throwing flashbangs. And there's a variety of other things, like there's the nod, so the guys will look up and then go down to then initiate the entry, so they won't say move and moving or any of that. They won't say prep bang. They'll do this, and then the other guy will tap them on the shoulder, and then when they open the door, they open the back. They throw the flashbang, stuff like that. Natural flow means that you already know where your teammate is going, even though he hasn't said anything, and that's really important, obviously. So we'll get more into that in the future. Another important thing is stack structure. You guys go ahead and form a corner stack on the right-hand wall there, please. I'll just talk about a few things. Okay. So, there is a critical importance here that I want to point out. So, Ark, stand up and face your own, and then what's going to happen is when I say go, okay, so don't move, okay, you are now stuck to the ground. Whatever you do, don't move, because this is part of my point about gaps. When I say go, you guys are going to clear the room. So one guy goes to one corner, one guy goes to the other. Obviously, there's not going to be enemies there. Okay, stand by, and I want you to move the moment I say go. Go. By the way, just do a direct entry. Don't worry about, like, slicing the pie or anything. Okay, that kind of didn't work out because I was expecting TE to, like, kind of go straight in. But my point was going to be that because there was a slight gap between them, if they had gone at full speed, so i.e. not in control C, just go straight in, because the point man would be slightly ahead of the wingman, the guy that was number 2, there'd be a gap, right? So it means that the first guy would go in on this corner. I don't know why it just shot when I was going out of high ready, but okay. Would go into this corner, and then maybe there'd be a half-second to 1-second delay before the other guy gets that corner, which means that obviously
there's an enemy there, and then boom, boom, dead.
Exactly. The point being, gaps are a big problem because when you have gaps in the stack, that means gaps in the entry, which means gaps in the amount of time one hard corner is being cleared compared to the next. And you could just say, oh, well, why doesn't the point man just kill both of them? Like, shoot him, and if he's still flashed, he can shoot him. Well, what happens if the wingman then enters behind him, goes into his line of fire, and he shoots him? Right. You can only shoot so much in the room once you've dedicated yourself to that area. Typically, if I'm going left, I can shoot this corner, and I can shoot this corner. The reason I can shoot this corner is because we don't go past the halfway line, right? Online rule. We get online right of basically where I am positioned. I go halfway into the room. Again, that's something you'll get used to. So what we're basically going to do now is just repetitively clear this room a few times. Trying a different composition each time, so a different point man and different wingman. And basically just have one guy going for the one hard corner, one guy going for the other, and then one guy going in the center. And remember, at the end, we should all be facing the same wall. So, for example, someone get on my 6, anyone? Go in high ready, and then when I go in, I'm going to go left, you're going to go right, and following natural flow, you'll keep following that wall until you're online with me. Okay, go. We'll keep going, and then he'll stop. Right. What that now means is Archangel is now filed in the center. So let's say we went in and there was a hostage lying here, and maybe a bad guy that maybe didn't have a gun out, but he was threatening us. That then means we can watch the hostage, we can watch the shooter. We all know we're not going to move, so we don't need to be worried about getting in line of fire, and we're all online. Whereas if I obviously went, yeah, exactly, we could have this lad right here. And again, it just means that we're reducing our risk of crossfire. Now you could say, oh, how do I know who to get online with? Remember that if this was a center fed, so if the doorway was here and we were going, they had a hard corner in one side and the other side, you'd get online with whoever attacked your hard corner. I know that probably I didn't word that in the most obvious way. I would like to find a center fed room. Let's see if there's any on the map.
I'll take a look. There's a city over there. There's a city close by. I'll take a look.
there anyone that doesn't know the difference between corner fed and center fed? So, just to reiterate, fed refers to the feed of the room, right? So a corner fed means that the doorway is in the corner of the wall. So let's say the doorway was here. That means that obviously I can't go left. There is no hard corner to the left because there's a wall there. So if I was entering through this doorway, where would my priority area be?
Directly right.
Yeah, to my right. The hard corner would be to the right. Whereas with the center fed, again, imagine the windows aren't here. This is really convenient because I can show you me entering, but imagine the windows aren't there. When I enter a center fed, I have hard corners to the left and the right. So, when you think about it, I'm stopping here, but my number 2 isn't going to get on line with me. He's going to establish his own line at the staircase, and then he's going to hold the stairs, obviously. And then the third guy, if he goes left, he'll then move out, push the hard wall, and then get here. So you can kind of see how we begin to feed into the room, right? So the rule is the point man attacks the hard corner, the wingman attacks the other hard corner, if there is one. Third man enters, goes whichever direction he likes, and fills in. Fourth man fills in, again, if there even are. Usually, again, it's only 2 guys. So, another thing with stacks is, obviously, make sure we're facing the front. Okay, we don't need a guy watching this direction, and this direction, and this direction, and this direction, and this direction. We do need rear cover, okay, that is important, but know for how long you're holding it. I have had guys that will hold rear cover, hear the breach command, and do this. They will enter the threshold backwards, which is incredibly dangerous for a number of reasons. If we're breaching and you hear the flashbang go off, right? That's what we call the trigger. So the trigger tells us it's time to enter. Can anyone think of another example of a trigger? So something telling us, okay, the guys are going in now.
The door
It's
being
just
kicked
someone
in.
yelling breaching as
Yeah.
a command.
So a command.
Door opening, people getting shot.
Yeah,
People
a door
screaming.
opening, or a door exploding, right?
Fire.
Shit like that. Now again, the trigger is usually a flashbang because, again, most of the time we want to use bang and clear. But if it's not bang and clear, then maybe it's the
And
battering
door
ram
opening
or-
in Arma
Yeah.
is completely silent, so...
There's also that. Oh my god, this. Let me put my safety on this game. It's too dangerous.
Don't
So
shoot
again,
me, please.
when I hear the trigger, I'm gonna turn around. So I hear the flashbang go off, bang, and I'm in the stack, right? I'm like the last guy in the chain. There is no recover anymore, but we're moving inside, so it's not a huge risk. They could say, oh, but what if a guy comes around the corner the exact split second? Well, then well, what if there's a fucking C4 explosive in the middle
Well,
of the room?
there's mostly, at least in our missions, there's always multiple teams in the town, so they'll probably see. There's always some people watching the street, mostly, if people start clearing.
Yeah. Again, it just comes down to possibilities. Like, obviously, if you just stand facing the front the whole time, you're probably going to get shot in the back. But about half a second of not watching the rear isn't going to be nearly as bad as walking in backwards and then maybe blocking a retreat or just missing it and getting shot or something like that. So just think about that. Another thing with stacks, I want to talk about projection, right? So when we stack on a doorway, what we don't want to do is overexpose ourselves to this threshold. Okay, so when I'm stacked, I'm not going to be stood like this. I'm not going to be stood, in the doorway. I'm not going to be stood like this either, because even though I'm watching a smaller area, I've got my entire body exposed. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be inwards and I'm going to be peeking. I'm going to be watching what we call the initial contact zone. Okay, remember that. I'll reiterate it, but the initial contact zone is basically the first area I see before I pass the threshold when I'm stacked on it. So, oh my god. So I'm watching this initial contact zone, and then when I hear the breach, I'm going to make an entry, and then I'm going to attack the hard corner to the right of it, and then I'm going to do my scan. We'll get into scanning later. Again, we're not talking so much about entering the room as forming our stacks. Let's go ahead and form a stack on this doorway, 2 on the left, 2 on the right, and we'll talk about how we kind of prepare ourselves. Again, don't worry about the windows as exposures because we're pretending they're not there. So, Tom, make sure you're basically hugging Brandon Again, I know it's not a
Hold
huge
me.
gap, but any kind of gap could have a big difference. What you're gonna do is make sure you hug the wall. Obviously I know you're slightly to the left of him, but we're entering in signal file anyway. If it was a corner bridge, for example, then that would be a time to project out. So projection is basically how far we expose ourselves. So again, what should we only be seeing if we're stacked on the doorway?
Quick question, Toast. Wouldn't either me or Tom in this scenario throw the flashback in so after it goes, Brandon and Simon can go in?
That's right. So typically what you want is that the guys watching the doorway are prepared to deal with if, for example, we take contact. As in, a guy decides to open the doorway now, or comes through the doorway. Now, that presents a new problem, is are we projected far enough out? Because if you think about it, if I come out here, and I start shooting you, Ark, what can Brandon not really afford to do? Or at least it's going to be very dangerous.
Shoot the guy
Yeah.
shooting me.
Because obviously he's now facing Ark. I've seen guys stacking up in the past who will literally just point their guns at each other at a 90-degree angle to the doorway. You guys are not doing that now because I know you're watching me, but what you want to do is, again, make sure you've got a decent initial contact area. Like, Brandon, you should be able to watch me, okay? And you're leaning into it, remember? So you're trying to expose as little as possible. So you gun out, you're leaning into me, right? So I can literally only see your head. If we get an engagement now, yes, I can hit you, but chances are I'm not going to survive that. And then this should be your initial contact area arc, so just move out of it. Yep, perfect. So again, you aren't hugging into the wall or sucking into it, as we say. You're projected out a slight bit, and your exposure is minimized by that leaning, and you're watching that initial contact area. That means that you can prepare so that what's going to happen is now I'm going to simulate a threat coming through the doorway, and what you guys are going to do is your emergency reaction, which is basically pushing backwards. So Brandon, you would go basically to where I'm standing now, and the same with Ark. So basically, you imagine I'm the guy peeking, right? Guy comes through, backing off, shooting. Okay, let me grab AI real quick.
Pinda!
You can
remote
use
control.
independent or friendly.
Okay, don't shoot him. He's a nice guy at the moment. All right. So when I say threat, that's when I want you to engage me, just so that because obviously you guys have windows, and we're gonna do that emergency protocol. Okay. Stand by. Threat. Okay. You are now endangered, so you're gonna what you guys have immediately done, even without me saying, is kind of pushing back, getting online in your buddy teams, and then you can now reapproach that and stack up again. Cool. So now we know what to do just in case someone comes through that threshold. What we've now formed is a two-sided stack. So we've got a stack on the left and a stack on the right, which means we're going to enter in a crisscross. So, for example, our general rule is the guy on the left enters first. This isn't for a particular reason. It's really just so that we can decide. So, like, if someone throws a flashbang, it's not Brandon and Ark both throwing into each other. Again, no real reason why the guy on the left goes first, but it's assumed that he will just circumstantially. Now, if he's the one throwing the flashbang, for example, then he does not enter first. There's another thing is, I think this door's an example. Yeah, so, well, not really, but let's say I was stacked here. Obviously you wouldn't because I've got a fucking staircase behind me, but imagine it's not there. I might be the one as the point man, but then the door opens in my face. If the door opens in the point man's face, the wingman goes in. If the doorman opens in the face of the guy who's meant to throw the bang and the bang doesn't get thrown, then we back off. Okay. So yeah, entering in that crisscross because we've got stacks on both sides. Whereas if you recall, when we entered in a single corner stack, we all went in single file. One guy went left, one guy went right. We call that the Y breach because you're going down a single line and then splitting out in two ways, kind of like the shape of a Y. We call this the X breach because you're falling in X. So Brandon's going from the bottom left to the top right. Ark's going from the bottom right to the top left. Obviously, if you drew that, it would form an X. Anything else worth mentioning before we practice this? Again, what is our feed, if you can remember? So is it corner or center fed?
Hunter.
Center fed.
And Ark and Brandon are watching their initial what?
Contact areas.
Yep. So you're watching your initial contact areas. You're in an X formation, which means you're going to crisscross, and you are going to attack the what corners, hard or soft?
So say
Hard.
highway to the contact zone.
Hard
Yes.
corners.
Correct.
Corners.
So those I breach in and then I head over to that corner. Do I cut left and head
So.
there?
A hard corner is a corner that you cannot see from the outside. So, obviously, you might not be. Obviously, you basically are looking at it right now. So, if you went through the doorway, there'd be no point in attacking that corner because you can already see it. So, you're gonna clear this corner.
Okay.
I know I said X as in like he'd go right to the far corner, so that was probably my bad for explaining that. But yeah,
It's like a Nazi swastika.
kind of.
Yeah, Simon, you always want to go to the hard corner because
Shut
it's
up.
throbbing hard. I'm waiting for you.
Can I shoot him?
Make sure you're going to the far right. Oh, okay. I guess no one caught on to that one.
What? I didn't hear
I
you.
said, make sure you go to the far right.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we.
Oh,
Okay. I'll stop prolonging you guys. Brandon, you're on the left. What does that mean?
That means I go first and I hit the hard corner on the right.
That's right. So you're going first, which makes you the point
That's
man
right.
and makes Ark the wingman. The point man, if there are commands, the point man's in charge of commands. So we're going to throw a flashbang in. Actually, we'll not do that yet. So Brandon, you're going to say moving. Everyone else will then say move. So, when you guys are ready. Oh, one more thing. When you actually enter, okay, what you want to do is Brandon, you're going to press E, and Ark, you're going to press Q, so that you then go back into E center, because we want to move in quickly. So make sure if you guys are in tactical pace, that's turned off, because we want to get in, once the bang goes off, we want to get in as quickly as possible. In fact, what we'll just do is I'll throw a flashbang in, or I'll say bang, and then you guys just go in. Another thing, actually no, sorry, I'll mention that afterwards. Okay, stand by. Bang.
That's your cue, guys.
Yeah, that
Oh.
means go through the door.
I thought
that
it was
the
an
trigger.
actual. My bad.
Random.
And Brandon goes
Yes.
first.
Oh
Hold
my
on.
god, he just went through the wall.
Let's redo this
Yep,
because
let's
That
redo
was bad.
Let's do it with you
Ark
guys
went in
first.
first right now, which is not supposed to
I
happen.
thought you were gonna throw an actual flashbang.
No,
so
it's-
I was like,
Another
Okay,
thing,
so
Brandon, remember, on
Brandon
the-
goes first, he goes right, then Ark goes left,
Yep.
then I go, then Jeroen goes.
Yep. So Brandon, the way you're leaning, when the bang goes off, you're gonna go out of the lean and then do it. Also, I like that you went into high ready as you went through the threshold to keep your gun to stop it from colliding with the wall. So good job on that part. But make sure you're not leaning because you want to
Hardcore
get in quickly.
LARPing.
Yep. Okay. Stand by. Bang.
moving.
move.
Nice. Very good. Okay. Let's come back outside, and I want to talk about something in terms of rules. The next rule I want to talk about is called the point man's rule. The point man's rule basically dictates that the point man's decision is final, because when it comes to the point where the point man's made the decision, there's not much point trying to compensate, because he is basically going to decide where everyone else goes, right? So, obviously, if Brandon went to the right, Ark went to the left, but Brandon can go to the left if he wants to. Now, could anyone think why might Brandon choose to go to the left corner instead of the right corner?
Maybe
a
in case
random
someone
example.
goes down.
Okay, maybe. In terms of like environmental variables, like the intelligence he has, maybe he's hearing a person in that
Yeah.
corner, or if it's a corner fed, obviously there'd be a wall, so he would no longer need to go to the right, because he'd basically just be going on the 90-degree anyway. And what you'll soon find is he can actually drop guys on the 90-degree.
You
as
also
go through
have-
the doorway.
Yeah, you also sometimes have buildings where, like, opens in here. There's immediately a staircase here, up here, and
Yeah.
then the left is completely open.
Yeah. Or for example, you can have like a table here.
Yeah.
So basically, again, the point man's rule is that the point man's order is right. So if Brandon wants to go left, for literally any reason whatsoever, he can go left. It's his choice. If Archangel wants to go left and Brandon's gone left, he's the wingman, so he has to suck it up and go right.
Yeah, suck it, little bitch.
Remember, the wingman just does the opposite of what the pointman does. If the pointman goes forwards, the wingman goes left, Failman goes right. That's not really a conventional tactic, but it's compensation, right? Now, the pointman always being right, don't blow that out of proportion. So Project Gecko, some of you may have seen, is like a training course in real life where a guy, I think he's like ex-IDF, does trainings, and he wrote about a guy, a pointman, who saw an enemy, saw the enemy run away from him, so he ran down the corridor, past a load of open thresholds, and by the time he had passed about 5 doorways, he realized his team wasn't behind him. Now, if we were like, oh, Pointman's always right, we should just follow him, that would all get us killed, okay? So don't take the rule too far, but know that it's a guideline for us to compensate for basically making sure.
Yes, that's a good rule of thumb to remember. Never follow a Rico.
Yes. That guy was indeed a Rico. So back up again. I want the other two, the two that were on the back, to be on the front now.
Oh god.
Okay. So again, peeking into our initial contact area. Okay, stand by. Bang. Perfect. Nice flow there, Brandon. Now, Brandon, obviously, I like that you went to the right of Tom. Feel free to go down this wall if you want.
Oh, okay.
This is a very compound one because when you think about it, it's kind of like almost it's just a weird one because we have the stairs here, but then we have the door here, and this almost
Yeah.
becomes the wall, and then yeah. Ark, what you would do, I think you may have done this and then just corrected yourself, and that's fine. But if this door was closed, just come round, right? You're stopping in line, and then you just switch
Okay.
around, and then you'd say, oh, "Closed door on me." Don't worry about door commands
The
right
thing was,
now.
I
But
checked that corner,
Yep.
and then I looked over my shoulder and I saw Brandon pointing upstairs. So
Yep.
that's when I took over on
Perfect.
the on the
absolutely.
door. But then I saw Brandon corrected himself by checking the door.
Yeah, by all means. Okay, cool. And of course, once we finished our hard corner, like so, what we then do is check the opposite corner. So we scan it, and then basically we go from there. What we're now going to do is practice going from that to preparing to continue up either the staircase or the doorway. Which are we going to do first? The open stairs or the closed door?
On the open stairs, obviously.
Closed door.
Yeah. So we want to
Closed door.
clear the first deck first. Obviously,
Well,
I kind of set that up as a trick
Since we're a
question.
four-man team, though, in this situation, it's a small house. Wouldn't you just send like 2 people to clear that room, and the other 2 can already clear the stairs?
Yes, basically. But the rule is, even if like that's a tiny little corridor at the top of the stairs, we always clear the first deck first. It's really a safety rule, just based on like getting the team disconnected. I tried to word that in a way that it sounded like it would be more obvious to clear the stairs, but you would be absolutely right in saying that there should be a guy covering the stairs. There's always a guy, when you encounter a staircase, there's always a guy covering it, unless it's a really big open floor, in which case you'd always have very strong rear cover. So, who do we think, if we were to split this up, okay, who do we think, so let's assume it was the exact same entry, who do we think would be clearing the closed door? If we had 2 people on the closed door, who would it be?
The team on the right. That was me and Simon before.
Yep. So it'll be you 2 on the left, because, again, this cover is to the far right. Now, Brandon can attach to the doorway, because we only really need 1 guy covering stairs. That's his choice. But we need at least 2 guys clearing that room. So let's stack up in the same configuration as last time. and I'll basically explain our natural flow into those new areas. So,
Yeah.
for example, I'd be watching my initial contact area, go into breach, whoops, attack the hard corner, halfway down the room, scan the other corner, weapon up, follow over. Now I don't have to literally go exactly all the way down the wall, but I'll cut over to this closed door, stack up, I'll bang him, or prep my bang, and then he'll open the door, I'll throw the bang, like so, and then we'll attack.
Ow.
Oh, did you get blinded?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rip. Okay, well, you get the idea. So let's come back out, and we'll go through that. I'll close the door for you.
He's fucking whining now.
Yeah.
My eyes, my eyes.
Okay,
I'm already blind.
go ahead and stack up. Stand by. Bang.
Pin that.
Flick
Oh,
me
Brandon.
bin now, man.
Double tap C, and it'll stop moving your gun down whenever you go in, by the way. I
Oh,
forgot to mention that.
okay.
Okay, so Ark is finished clearing his soft corner. He transitions around. Now, because you were closer to this doorway, you're the one that's going to it, right?
Oh, okay.
So you just turn straight around, you say close door on me, and then he'll know.
Close door on me.
Okay, you're now going to say prep bang.
Prep bang.
Yeah, Ark will say it, and then your own will say bang ready.
Bang ready.
Okay, now Ark can open the door.
Opening door.
Then Ark will say back up, and you'll attack those hard corners. Okay, one thing is, I like that you went into the split stack, but also bear in mind there could be a threat here, and this is technically a hard corner. So clear this, and then
I
basically,
didn't see that little winking thing there.
yeah, you clear it, and then go round into the
Because
split
we
stack
did
if the
check,
third
like,
man
you-
hasn't already.
That's an annoying corner, because when you come in, you
Yep.
do check that right spot, but you don't.
Well,
didn't
yeah, you
notice-
look at it, but you don't fully observe it, and that's why it's important to even observe if it's
No,
a
no,
really
I agree.
almost
Like,
corner fed.
it was my fault that I missed that. But I meant, like, you do check your right. You see, like, oh, there's nothing there.
Yeah,
you move,
exactly,
But you
and
don't see
that's-
that specific
That's why it's
thing
important
on.
just to check, you know, like, that's why we kind of, even if, like, it's like, oh, there's clearly nothing there, like, you get the rule going, because then you have those those exceptions, and then when it actually counts, that's when bad things happen.
Oh shit, the civilian. There we go.
Nice. Okay, let's do that one more time, just so we can perfect that breach. Let's change things up again, so, Tom, can you be the point man for me?
Sure. Well,
Okay,
I was the
I'll
point
do-
man before.
I'll be a
so
wingman, daddy.
Well, when you went, okay, it's fine.
I went. Yeah, I went right.
Wingman. Well. Oh yeah. Oh. Sorry, Tom. I want you to enable. I want you to, express your freedom and go left instead of right.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
I have to because I have American flags on my helmet now.
Freedom.
Yes. If they exercise your rights,
Yes,
Okay.
exercise that
Brandon?
freedom, boy.
make sure. I know you're covering rear, but make sure there's not that gap. Remember. So back up and get back to back with Tom. Nice. Stand by. Okay.
But I go right then, right?
Yep, that's right. Puntman's rule. If he goes left, you go right. Stand by. Bang. Okay, remember what I said about the trigger? When you hear the bang, you turn around. Okay, don't worry about holding the rear cover for ages. Once you hear the bang, you turn around and go into high ready. Okay, Tom and Brandon are now going to follow, basically move towards the far wall, and then stack up on it. Brandon, remember that when you come in, because you were going left, that meant you were on line with Tom, so you need to go to the right wall, not the left wall. Just for future reference.
The
Hey, you're
right
now behind.
wall?
Yeah,
Like this one right here?
yeah, this one. 'Cause you were
Oh,
behind
okay.
him. Trying to
So I
group up
I
like that.
pass him.
You go past him, so he's gone the hard corner, so you're then just reinforcing him just in case, and then you would turn around and go to this door. Okay, so now we're gonna do the bang commands. So let's see if we can remember them.
Prep bang.
I'm ready.
Go.
Prone.
Oh shit!
Bad bang. Ooh.
Verdomme.
Make sure you shift G.
I did. Oh,
Shift and then
dude.
G. Yeah.
Goddamn.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
do that again from the get go.
Niet goed is
We're
het
getting
niet,
there. Small steps.
hè? Man.
Okay. Stand by. Bang. Good transition. Okay, so in a usual situation, Tom would then say, "Close door on me," and then Brandon would say, "With you." So Tom's called it out, and he knows he's got a number 2. Okay, you guys go ahead and do the bang commands then.
Right, ready, banger.
Are you ready?
Opening door.
Run.
Nice.
Close door on me. It's outside though, so.
Yeah, it is. Son.
Alright.
What we need to just perfect now is the natural flow. Remember that Tom, obviously I like that you came in and then you followed the wall along. Make sure that again, when you come in, as I said, we stop at the halfway and we watch we check our diagonal. The reason we do that is to check that our friendly is in line with us, and I think we somehow ended up with Brandon not reaching that corner or that wall before Tom started moving, so Brandon just attached to the back of him. I know it's not a big deal in this room, but it's just practice. Okay, let's try that again. Practice makes perfect. Let's switch it up again. Let's get Brandon point man, Arc wingman. So Arc, you're like the opposite point man.
Okay, sorry.
Man.
Fuck
Okay.
off.
Agressief altijd.
So remember our callouts, okay? So once we go in, whoever's closest to that door will say "close door on me." Then his guy will join him. The best way to think of it is imagine that the room is always split in half, right? So that there's left of me, there'll be 2 guys, and right of me, there'll be 2 guys. The 2 guys left of me will be dealing with the door. The 2 guys right of me will be dealing with the stairs.
You
Okay.
want Brandon to exercise his American freedoms again, or?
It's his choice.
Alright.
So let's see what he does. He will either go left or right. It's entirely up to him. Stand by. Bang.
Moving. Oh. Close door on me.
The fuck?
Oh.
I don't know what I press for that. Okay.
Hey, Brandon, remember you prep bang. Yep.
I was going to say that. Prep banger.
Banger ready.
Go.
Banger out.
Okay, straight in, nice and close.
Clear.
Okay.
Door on me.
Cool.
Yeah, I think
Well,
next
2
time
things.
though, I should go in first and you need
Yeah.
to wait. Because
Yeah.
I was with the bang or a clear team with Brandon.
Yeah, again, it's buddy teams, so Tom will enter second. Another thing is,
Check.
because you leaned into this, that was then a period where you kind of blocking the threshold, so it meant Tom had to wait longer to get in. Another thing that I keep forgetting to mention is, if you come and like look in this room, right? See when you come to the left, it's the same rule as the first door, right? It's a centipede going left and right, so I stop halfway. You don't keep going all the way to this doorway until you've got a guy on your right-hand side. You're forming a split stack, put you guys on the right and left, and then once you see the guy, you'll keep moving. Again, natural flow can be quite difficult to perfect because you don't quite understand why these things happen, but they do. What we'll now simulate is going upstairs. So, Ark, you keep holding that. So, I'm going to demonstrate how we're going to move up this wide staircase together. So, because I'm on the left, or I'm the wingman, I'm going to be watching behind and around. Ark is going to be watching front. Ark is also responsible for the flashbang. So, Ark, if you prep a bang, let me know when it's ready.
If you wait
Ready?
2 seconds, I'll just heal everyone so this fucking moaning stops.
Yeah, I tried, but I'm not sure if it fixed it. So, another rule with stairs, we always move up in tactical pace. Take it nice and slow. Once the bang's out, that's when we speed things up. So if we need to move up to get the bang out, we move slowly. If the bang is already out, we move straight up. Okay. Is it ready?
Yeah.
Got a good angle?
Yeah.
Okay, send it. Okay, move on the trigger. Go.
Brendan, get closer, move already.
Okay, everyone. Okay, freeze. Okay, see what I did? So, because I come up here. Right. What? Oh shit. What? Okay, can anyone detect what kind of entry repeated itself as I come up here? This is quite more for the skilled eyed, but what compelled me to go left instead of right?
Well, I
Okay.
guess this you could count this as like a wall and a hard corner
Yes.
on the left here.
Perfect. Remember the first breach we did on the second floor where there was that corner, and I said this is technically a threshold, even though it's not explicitly a doorway? This is the same thing. I was on the inner corner, he was on the outer corner, so he followed the flow of the outer corner, and I followed the flow of the inner corner. Now, that didn't happen in the last circumstance because it was a split stack, so we pushed out in what's called a rabbit hop because we were both going in the same direction. But in this case, we had a hard corner here and a hard corner here, so I continued this way. He went to the right, and again, we'd be in a split stack, so any guys on the left side would follow me, any guys on the right side would follow him. Again, natural flow. We're just following the flow of the wall. We're not doing anything crazy. I'm just coming around, following my flow. What I'm not doing is coming around and maintaining the split stack and then going out to the center, right? So that's one of the ways natural flow works, is moving out of split stacks where we're grouped up and following just what naturally we're going to go into. Okay, let's run it one more time and see if we can do everything all in succession.
Ooh.
So again,
Ooh, that's scary.
when you see the door, call it out. Another thing, call the stairs out. So if you go to the stairs and you're covering stairs, say stairs on me, holding, and then if you see a door, you say door on, closed door on me, or open door on me. You stack whoever's stacked up on it as point man. The wingman will say I'm with you, so he knows. Then the point man will say prep bang, so on and so forth. Okay, stand by, bang.
Close door on me.
Stairs on me.
With you.
Prep bang.
Thing ready?
Open door.
Going.
Moving.
Nice.
Close door on me. Goes outside. Go back out.
Perfect. Okay. Fucking arc. Prepare to move to the second deck. First deck clear. Okay. You're going to use the same thing, so you're going to say to arc with you.
With you.
Okay, you're now forming a split stack. Perfect.
Bang
Okay.
ready.
Jeroen, you're watching the back. Don't forget.
Yeah, I know.
Arc,
Bang
whenever
ready.
you're ready, it's your choice when it's thrown. So you just say bang out and throw it.
Bang out.
Don't stick to the left.
Yeah, it can be a tricky one going up backwards. Okay. One thing I know, Euron didn't do the same thing I did, but the tactic he used there was it worked. I know going up backwards it can be quite hard to stick to your wall. You just kind of got to get used to actually flowing against it, and also there was a slight gap between Ark and Euron just because I think he got stuck in a slow pace by accident, but that's fine. We'll get used to that.
I mean, you don't have to exactly be on the left wall, but I think like when he came upstairs, he should have gone left because now they both went right, and then I was forced as
Yeah, like if there was
really
a
late to
threat
go left.
stood very specifically here, then there'd be a crossfire issue.
Yeah, so like we need at least one right, one left on the first two entering.
But not bad. Yeah, again, it's basically the same as entering rooms, right? We cover the hard corners first. Oh my god, your legs.
I mean, you're always stuck with the clunkiness of armor as well. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
again.
that's what you mean with those are the
You have-
distances. It's annoying because in IRL you can of course match it a bit. Now you have to
Yeah,
like,
so
oh
you
fuck,
get
I'm just
stuck
a tad
on a
bit too slow
fucking
and
stair
then...
Yeah.
or whatever.
And
And
this
like-
is why, although flashbangs seem OP, we really need them in armor.
Yeah, also with the stairs, like you just get stuck for a second, and like you're
Now, or
really,
the
like,
door
having to
doesn't
behind the
open,
man
or you
in
get
front
stuck
of
in the
you.
doorway, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's not your fault, but then you're already like a significant gap between you and the man in front of you.
like your
Exactly.
controls are not responding, and your gun just goes down for some reason.
Okay, let's talk about the corner fed. So follow me. Ooh, this will do quite nicely. Stand by.
Hashtag as if we're
This is a double
able to apply this in staff at the amount of people that don't know what they're doing.
Okay, let's go. Actually, yeah, come to this room.
Sure.
Because at least I can then show you entering from that door and going in from the outside from this door, if that makes sense. So, this is 2 corner feds, right? So this door is corner fed, this door is corner fed. What's one difference that we can immediately see based on where the doors are? Kind of even really obvious, like
Well, this
one's...
one has like the dead core, the hard corner on the left, that one on the right.
Yeah, exactly. So, what this tells us is we may not always know that it's a hard corner. Now, we also, that it's a corner fed. We knew this was a corner fed based on what we like to call physics, right? So if, obviously, I can very clearly see it's going to be a hard corner.
Well, maybe there's a different dimension there, who knows?
Yes, exactly. I know there's not going to be a hard corner to the right because I can see a wall here. I can walk over here. So I obviously know there's not going to be this is going to be a corner fed. But let's say we had a room and we were in a corridor, right? Let's say we're in a hotel, right? We're walking down the corridor of the hotel. We reach a target room that we've never been in before. We open it and we see this initial contact area and we assume it's a center fed. Makes sense, right? Because I'm in the corridor, I haven't seen the right-hand side, and I'm in a continuous corridor, so I don't know if there's a room over here or not. This is what we call a negative corner fed. So we can have a positive corner fed and a negative corner fed. The difference is, in the negative corner fed, we don't know it's a corner fed until what?
Well, until you enter the room or open the door.
Yeah, and that's what we call the point of no return, passing the threshold. So, I don't know it's a corner fed until I turn around and hit this wall, right? Now, remember point man's rule, the point man's always right. So if I'm the point man and I'm like, oh damn, this is a corner fed, I need to attack the hard corner, do not transition back over to the other wall. That's what we call a correction. Corrections are incredibly dangerous because, again, the second man's going to be coming in, getting ready to go this way, and then all of a sudden the point man runs in front of him. Point man's always right, that's why the rule exists, okay? Even if it's not the ideal corner, you didn't know, so you have to follow this flow. Okay, in terms of natural flow then, at what point will we get online with each other? So where will the point man stop and where will the wingman stop?
Right here.
Yep. And then where Ark stood for the other one.
Yeah, the wingman.
And then who's gonna... Okay, based on natural flow, who's gonna call the doorway out?
Brandon, I
Archangel.
think.
You're the closest.
Yeah, whoever's closest.
Well,
So Ark will call out. But I understand why you said Brandon, because obviously he's the observer. Now, you guys have actually done something that you perhaps did by accident, or just, like, you knew it in the back of your head, but you didn't realize you were doing it.
Those
And
are
that's
just that good.
Yeah. That's the... Notice Ark isn't peaking this threshold, but because Brandon's in line and he can see it's open, he's already watching it. That's what we call... So that's, like, the basis of being a wingman, is being able to cover your other guy without actually pushing beyond him. So because he's on the outer, he's watching the threshold, and then whenever he hears the move commands, he's then just going to go high ready, and Ark will go in first, right? Because natural flow dictates that Ark needs to go in first because he's closer. Now, if there was guys behind Ark and behind Brandon, who would go in second?
No, I'd say the guy's behind, because otherwise the other guy has to go across the entire room.
Exactly. So we've got that gap, and we've also just got generally they're not following the same flow, so it could be quite hard for them to get in. Good. So, Brandon, are you still with us, by the way? Because I see you losing connection.
We're losing
User in your channel.
We're losing him!
I think that's his answer.
Rip.
True American hero.
We'll give him a second.
Come back to us, buddy, come on!
Let's give him a proper burial, boss.
No, don't shoot. Why is everything in this clan, the first solution is to fucking shoot it? Oh,
wouldn't
look at
actually
these
have done that.
fancy reloading animations.
Yeah, you
Wow.
can even pull
Wow.
back the slides.
I like how the a magazine you remove just clips through your hand at the end.
That makes
Breaks
me
my immersion.
horny.
The only thing that bothers me with the animation is that when you put a new magazine in, you pull back the stator. Well, there's probably already
Yeah.
a round chambered, but even though you switch your magazine, you're still like.
Because
oh,
we
let me
only
just-
we only reload when we're totally out of rounds. Cool.
Oh, but sure.
Me
Right.
horny.
Okay, we'll keep going because you can just watch the recording and see what he missed. So, oh, hang on, he DM'd me. But yeah, just think about like how we naturally flow into the next thing.
The name is Book, and I'm here to fuck.
So I have a question. If I'm waiting here for
Yeah.
to move in, would the guy standing here throwing the flashbang if we decide
Yes.
to?
Yes, he would. Because
Okay,
he's
so
already
you have to
he's
open the
already
door.
watching. What's he already watching?
If the door would be closed as well, you would have to open it.
If he's already seeing a smolgen of it, what is he watching? The What?
Hard corner?
No,
Yeah.
the soft corner and the left.
Well, what I meant is the initial contact area. So he has visibility within there. If he holds that initial contact area, then he's the one that can get the bang in the room, like so.
And if I would have to throw it, I would have to step out first.
Yeah. Okay, I'll fill in as I'll be the wingman for this, just for example's sakes, and let's do it 2-man, and then you two can observe us, and then we'll do
Sure.
you two doing it in your own time. Okay.
You wouldn't wake
So-
up.
Ark, let's stack up, and then the other two, if you guys want to walk in behind us just to observe, that's
Sure.
fine. Okay.
The cameraman.
Long. Yeah, I'll set it long loop.
Okay. So
What?
something we can do, by the way, is a command called your breach. So when I open this, what do I now know? Let's assume I was in a corridor.
It is a corner fed.
Yes. So it's a positive corner fed. So I might go corner fed your breach. What that now means is Ark is now the point man. So I can say your breach, and then he'll say my breach. So I'm sure maybe you've not seen this, but like in like when like pilots are training, the captain might say like you have control, and then he responds I have control, just to verify. It's kind of like that. So that's a good way of remembering it. So I say your breach, and then he says my breach. So he's now the point man. Okay, let's try that.
Look at me. I'm the point man.
Corner fed, your breach.
My breach.
Wrapping bang. Bang ready, stand by. Bang out. Okay, he's now going to move in.
Oh, no, no. Okay.
Close door on me. Wrap bang.
Bang ready. Out.
Cool.
I'd
So
say
Ark,
you'd probably
remember
want
you
to go
stop in
a
line
little bit
with me?
faster.
Oh,
you
yeah.
stop at the window. And again, make sure when obviously we wanted to have a guy behind me, ideally with more people. Also, I don't know why we move quite slowly here, but it is what it is. But yeah, just going in, attacking in the hard corner, and then just the same thing
That's the
over
only
again.
problems I have with the motion in the game. Like I find this a bit too fast. Like
Yeah.
but this is like just also not just a bit too slow.
Exactly, it's a bit of a problem, but whatever.
It's fucking Arma. What do you do about it?
Okay, we'll try.
Yeah,
we'll
I know, but
try.
it's just a bit annoying.
Let's try the other two, and then we'll do 4-man.
Ja, mein Leute, komm her, Jeroen. Wir machen
Hallo.
das.
Okay, for practice sakes, let's try a corner stack just to see how you adapt. Actually, it doesn't matter because when you're in a corner stack and you come around and you see a closed door, you go into the next stack
Yeah,
anyway.
I was about to say, I'd just tell him to go to
So-
the other side.
That was only if it's an open threshold, but just do it anyway. Okay.
Sure. Alright. Closer on me, go other side. Right. Brad Banger,
Banger ready.
my breach.
Close door on me.
Copy. Prepping Banger. Open door.
Opening door.
By the way, Euron was right to wait there because he has to hit bang ready.
Yeah,
Not,
so I
so-
had to. I was confused,
yeah,
but I was
it's,
like,
it's,
okay,
Yeah,
open
yeah,
the door.
it's like, why am I saying 2 commands in a row? But it's just for the sake of like, if he's like, oh, my bang isn't selected, give me 2
I was
seconds to
really
get it ready.
confused, and I was like, I'm wrong again.
No, those. I should have said bang ready. You're
Okay,
right.
stand by.
Ik dacht echt, wat doe ik nu weer fout?
Dat is niet oké, jongen.
Soms
Oké.
heb ik gewoon een beetje demente episodes. Ja.
Back up 4 man.
Oh, yes. Voor mijn... Oh.
Okay. Number 3, prep bang.
I'm out of flashbangs.
Roger.
Wait here. Let me check where I have them here.
Yeah, I was saying as it's kind of fit, it wouldn't be out of this world if I decided to prep bang because Tom's basically holding the bulk
No.
of the room. By the way, Ark, the issue with you being behind me,
Yeah, I got the window
yeah.
here.
So in this case, you would actually just join the. You can you can either go in the center, but I recommend just going around the side. Okay, cool. And you'll just feed in. You're now the 4th man as well, by the way. Okay. Prepping bang. Bang
Okay.
ready.
Opening door.
Right side clear. Close door on me. Prep bang.
Prepping
Number
bang.
6.
Bang ready.
Send it. Okay, remember now the guy behind me is going in second. Right side clear. Cool. Ark, when you come in last, by the way, just in terms of like the flow, if we've got 2 guys on one side, well, if we have 4 guys, it's 2 guys on one wall, 2 guys on the other. So if I stop here, then you would stop there. Perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, let's come back out. I'll add enemies now, so we can actually shoot some people.
no.
Let's go.
You might want to put them on friendly though, otherwise we're gonna get the fucking window shooting debacles again.
Yeah.
Well, bruv, what you looking at?
Op 4 units are now friendly. I say again, Op 4 are friendly. Hold your
That's
fire.
what I call.
Keep standing still.
That's what I call tactical ass, boy.
Yeah.
Eat my ass, daddy.
Yeah.
Name's Buck, and I'm here to fuck.
I mean, we're in the Navy,
naked
Marines,
cow-
Marine
cow-
Corps.
80
in
naked
the showers,
cowboys
it's
at the
rain,
cowers in
I mean, I haven't seen a woman in so long. Hey, girl.
Okay, now you're just making it worse.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how much use your recording is, Toast, and I feel sorry.
Me.
At least it'll be more bearable to watch. Okay.
I was
we got
about to
active
say if I
threats.
didn't press, if I actually pressed record, which I did.
Thank God. Okay, stack up. Okay, corner fed, so you're. Oh, whoa, whoa. Yep, that's my word.
That's why I said keep them on friendly.
Yeah, I did, and then I
Yeah,
turned them
exactly,
off
and it's
for
like,
the
oh,
actual
they're like they're
thing.
they're fine. They're not like on enemy. I can get there fine.
Well,
Like, I know I
what's the
should
point
Well-
of
have from the
breaching if
window,
they...
but I was like, oh, they're not gonna shoot
Well,
me anyway.
it's
so
a
I can avoid it
simulation
this
anyway,
time.
Jeroen, so you wouldn't go there in a real situation.
Exactly. Okay. It's corner fed, Tom, you'll breach.
Laughing, Mario.
Stand by,
Yeah,
prepping
breach.
bang. Bang ready.
Opening door.
Oh shit! Safety. Close door on me. Prep bang.
Bang ready.
Okay.
Yeah, next.
Make sure.
Arc.
Yeah, close the gap.
Yeah, I
that was
about to
close.
say.
Notice, by the way, that because I saw a threat here, I decided to dedicate myself. Again, point man's rule, I can do whatever the hell I like, but again, I dedicate myself to this mainly because that door kind of gets in the way. And I know it can be hard to get around it. By the way, Ark, if you're coming through and you see him and he's still up, feel free to shoot him as you're going past him. But it's not a big deal.
Okay.
It's just kind of like a if you want to. But I mean, I think I already dropped him, so it doesn't matter. Okay, let's do
AI
it again.
sometimes doesn't like to die.
That's also true. I'm going to leave the other door open to try and make it a bit more dynamic.
It's mostly like people need to close the gaps.
Yeah.
Op 4 units are now friendly. I say
They're
again,
not
Op
moving
4
past that
are
point
friendly.
again. Fuck that.
The top 4 units are now friendly.
Yeah, I fought to the last time as well. Got fucking annihilated.
He is in Alabama. No. Don't.
Hmm.
Don't get me striked. He's in Alabama.
Oh,
and
well,
he
I'm
wants
an
to be-
Alabaman. I'm an Alabaman.
Right, shut the fuck up.
Okay. Corner fed Tom, your breach.
Copy my breach.
Prepping bang. Bang ready.
Opening door.
Okay.
Was a bit
Prepping
glitchy
bang.
and control wise, so
Bang out. Oh shit, the
Yeah,
guy's
that
not
flashed
dead, so I
me.
can't get past him. Okay. In that case, no threshold. I threw the bang. Okay, going back into here. Okay, let's go back into before we went through the doorway, the stack we were in, so where we were all positioned watching this doorway. So, why in an open door did I throw the flashbang?
You're closest?
Yeah, also because Tom can see more, right?
Yeah.
Because he's on my side, so I threw the bang. I also entered first. Obviously, you generally wouldn't have the guy throwing the bang entering first, but in this case, it just is how it worked out by just circumstances. Now, it could have been a case of him saying prepping bang before I did. It doesn't make a huge difference. It's just whoever gets to it first. Like, he might be concentrated on something in his sector, or behind him, or whatever, so it's just about getting through as quickly as possible. Okay. Let's push out, so we'll clear out of the structure, and we'll carry on with talking about stuff. So again, just remember from corner feds how to identify one, positive or negative. If you ID it, make sure you call it out, and then if necessary, switch over who the point man is. Now, note another thing, right? Is see when Tom opened the door and I threw the flashbang. Tom is allowed to shoot from the outside for that. If, like, let's say the door opened and there was a guy in that corner, he can shoot him because he's the point man, so he's entering first anyway, so he knows no one's going to run in his face. Now, obviously, try and be as quick as you can with the flashbang, but if you see a contact in your initial contact area, you can shoot it. Now, if you were the wingman and you saw it contact in your initial contact area, don't shoot because obviously the point man's about to enter. You have to just wait and get straight in the target. Also, we just need to work on how quickly we're following the wing or the point man as the wingman. So just making sure we're really quick. Tom, can you just stack up opposite me, and I want to show just like the kind of movement I'm doing. Okay. So, on fed your breach, prepping bang.
My breach.
Prep bang ready.
Opening door.
Not an actual bang, by the way. Okay, bang. Okay. Do you see how quickly I was following him? So I was already running into him before he had gone through. What some guys seem to be doing is waiting for him once he reaches. So when he reached this point, I was already moving. Sometimes people wait until he actually snaps the first corner before they go in. Okay. So let's get Ark and Bjorn to stack up. Okay. So I take it at least one person here has bangs.
Yeah, bang ready.
Okay. Alright. So just the same thing as I did.
Opening door.
Nice. And again, you adapted to that point man's rule, so good job. And again, you have to just be ready to make that split-second decision as the point man and as the wingman being ready to, because you just don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, as the point man, you know, oh, I'm going to go left, I'm going to go right. But as the wingman, you don't know what, you sometimes don't know what the point man's going to do. Which brings us on to a new term, which is that the point man can actually say going left or going right. If we're doing non-verbal commands, he won't do that. But in the case of just verbal breaching like that, feel free to say I'm going left or I'm going right, because it makes it yeah.
When we do clearings and stuff before we did these trainings, I just say I take left, you take right.
Yeah. And again, you don't have to, like, obviously it'd usually be like, oh, okay, when we open the door, I'll go left, you go right, like taking your time planning it, which is great. But again, it can just be like door opens going left, bang bang bang, and then the other guy knows to go right.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's pretty much in terms of what we could thus far is forming the stack, and then corner and center feds, and then like the flow. The last thing then I want to touch on is the split stack. We've already kind of, most of us know what it is, I think, generally, or at least will have already kind of utilized it, but I just want to reiterate. So, a split stack is, let's say we're moving for a corridor, and the corridor is wide enough to have guys flowing against both walls. There is a door over here, which we'll go to exemplify that. Right, so take this room for example. Obviously, we're in a single stack. Someone go on my 6 o'clock for a 2-man entry. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to go in, I'm going to push out to the far wall, again, just like what we did with that first corner breach we did on the 2nd floor of the first building. And then Tom is going to hook around on the close. Now, obviously, he's not going to stand in the doorway. He's going to flow into it. So let's back out and do that again. Now, this also follows Pointman's rule. If the Pointman flows against the inside wall, then the number 2 goes on the outside wall. But generally, the rule is it's better for the Pointman to go outwards because of it would take less time for another gun to be downrange. Okay. Moving.
Move.
And then we stop halfway. Close door on me. So at this point, obviously, if that is like a corridor, Tom would like push out to it, but it's not. Okay, prep bang.
Bang ready.
And you see how we went to the same breach we just did. Right side clear.
Stairs on me.
Roger, move to stairs. Okay. Tom's going first. Ark's going next because we go from whoever's closest to whoever's farthest.
Go.
Beautiful. Love it. See that? You see that? Okay, pause. That was perfect. From start to finish.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
right. So you see how when we reached that door on the first corridor, we then went into what we did with the corner feds. So we just utilized that corner fed training, and then again we went back to our stairs training, and now we have 2 guys on each wall, and then we're facing our final area, which is here. Perfect. I'll go get Brandon. In the meantime, mingle.
Mingle.
Yeah,
Bit of mingling in it.
User joined your channel.
Okay.
Oh, we're doing some decorating?
Yeah, just building magazines.
I like how your gun is almost literally your actual airsoft gun right now. It's the same scope.
Yeah. I just need to put the laser front.
Ja, alleen de laser eraf halen en dan is het eigenlijk jouw airsoft ding. Ja, hij is iets te lang. Barrel volgens mij.
Ja, van mij.
Ah, ja, misschien. Het lijkt langer in game.
Beter?
Oh ja. Ja, het is gewoon
Ja.
airsoft kampioentje Jeroentje.
Pinda. Fuck jou, toch?
Ja, wat heb je toch meer pinda, joh? Lekker gezouten pinda's of zo, joh. Godverdomme. Hou je op me schieten, joh.
Simon.
Smonk.
Smonk.
Oh, toast. God.
Smonky.
Damn it.
Smonk.
Hey, no smokes on this field, hè. That is not allowed anymore. That is not good for the milieu, man.
But we're redecorating, Tom.
Now, we can only use biodegradable bullets on this field. Come on. I kind of want to see how Toast plays in Airsoft. He's probably gonna be like, everyone is running around like a retard and he's actually trying to use proper tactics.
Like when he clear corners, like he does this, like stuck up on me.
And everyone just running in, like us monkeys did.
Like corner vet, then we gonna keep.
Nou, wij zijn gewoon van, oh we trekken gewoon een sprintje. Omdat meestal is het gewoon hoe sneller, als je gewoon snel bent, dan
Dat weet
houden
je wel.
mensen je meestal
Zeker
niet
als je
tegen.
zeg maar van wat je moet vastzetten, als wij daar gewoon zo'n groepje kunnen rennen, dan kom je er wel.
De meeste open skirmishes is gewoon wie het snelste er is, die heeft gewonnen.
En je kan het verste gooien, na.
Ga ze aan de kant, joh.
Tom. Frag out. Allahu Akbar.
Oh fucking hell, Simon.
Wat ben je aan het doen? Oh, vuile kutbel! De Führer is calling us, come on.
Kut nee.
Alright, let's go back to split stacks then. I'll try and
Fucking
find.
dog.
Oh yes, there's an
I'm
example I want
back.
to use.
Can you stop throwing grenades?
It's an IR light.
Fucking Ricos.
Okay. So.
I'm
yet
just
again,
gonna go
an
grab
example.
some extra flash.
Yeah.
Sure, everyone grab like 20 flashes, stick them in your backpack and save your oh well. Even just reload your loadout and then add flashbangs and then save if you haven't saved, just so you have the loadout for future. Okay,
Simon,
They sound so cool.
they are.
Achterlijke.
what are you firing there?
That's just
Throwing the
frags.
grenades, the normal frag grenades.
But then with die salmon.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You?
What's going on, eh?
Dat gaat zo
Fucking hell, hè?
grote sonderen.
Grosse chondier.
Ja,
Oui, oui.
großen Chandier.
C'est une grand chondier. C'est le grand pipi.
Le grande pipi et le grande caca.
Ta mère est un grand caca.
Alright, back to it then.
Let us commence
I think we lost the American again.
Oh, did he? Oh, right.
Let us commence fourth.
Okay, so.
British.
Okay, again, we're gonna try and attempt to use a split stack it. Now, this is really just reaching the point where it's wide enough. Like, it's very tight here, but we'll try and do it. What we can have is almost like a staggered column kind of thing. So we have a guy here, and then the guy on my right, yeah, is slightly behind, like so. And that means that we can then do that kind of wingmanning.
Yeah,
So,
we did this first training as well.
yeah. So, again, split stack. When we enter, we're splitting off, going left, right. And then we'll deal with doorways. Now,
And this is a bit annoying though, because this door opens in your face.
yes, and there's also immediately a door here.
Yeah.
So, what we're going to do is, if the door is that immediate and we have 4 guys, what would maybe our option be?
Well, if it gets opened in my face, the second guy just goes.
Well,
on the
yes,
right.
that, and then once I go in, I'm going to pass this door, and then the guys behind me are going to deal with it. So
Yeah.
I'm always covering the front. So you 3 are going to do the entries. So obviously we want 2 guys on an entry, and we want a flashbang to be deployed, which means the other 2 guys are watching the front. So basically, for the 2 guys at the front keep transferring forwards, and then the 2 guys behind keep clearing the rooms. They go on. Now this is going to switch around, as I'll explain soon. It's going to get kind of weird, but it'll make sense. So, okay.
Not the right mod set loaded.
I guess I think he.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Yeah,
think I
you
didn't
might have not
teleport him.
loaded the mods if the game crashed. or
No, I think I didn't
No.
TP him.
Why? No, he didn't keep
Ah.
me up.
Fucking idiot.
This is what happens when you wear AOR instead of multicam.
I did crash though because my computer overheated.
something. Bruh.
Because I have a
Ow.
laptop. But
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I have a
Yeah.
laptop that's not better.
Get one of those cooling
Oh.
pad things. You can
yeah,
put them
I'd
under
probably do
your
that.
laptop.
So what we were just saying, Brandon,
It
is
doesn't crash
basically
on our end.
we'll go in, form split stack in the corridor, and then move past the doors and clear them one by one. So let's start with 2-man. So Tom, if you get on my second man and just go behind me, so it's convenient. Okay, we'll just demonstrate going into the split stack, obviously. So like so. Split stack. Okay, we've now got Tom watching. Now, because that door's closed and because we have a door behind us, Tom, you just watch dead ahead.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I now need another guy. So Ark's behind me. Okay, Ark, I got a closed door. Okay, move back. So again, like no, that was just me like saying it as if like we were in this situation. I was saying move back because we can be in these circumstances where we don't have this perfect formation and we kind of have to back off. Okay. Oh. Okay. What am I doing? Sorry. Grab bang. So notice we're now forming an X breach, but Tom's watching the front. Okay, prep bang.
Bang ready.
Cancel, corner fed, your breach. So again,
My breach.
just those last minute changes that can then, that's why we have the commands, is we can use them before that trigger. Okay, bang ready.
Bang ready.
It's your breach, so my bang, bang ready.
Opening door.
Bang out.
From my left.
Right side clear.
Left side clear.
Okay, nice. Now, Brandon and Tom are dealing with the next door. So what's going to happen now is because Brandon's on Tom's right-hand side, we go into covering diagonals. Nice. Okay. So, Tom, you're going to go into flashbang commands, so obviously you're the thrower in this case.
Yep. Prepping bang. Bang ready.
Alright, opening door.
And then next you carry on. Nice.
Outside.
Clear.
Okay. Prep bang.
Bang ready. Oh, hoppen.
Is that... Oh, rip.
Ah, this is smoke, my bad.
Oh,
I accidentally
loser.
pressed Ctrl G instead of when I was trying to throw.
Do we do I move past the door then?
Yeah, that's what I was about to introduce. So what we were doing now is we were just going one by one, and then I was going to add on, okay, and we'd also, now we're going to try a guy transferring, but Ark's already caught onto it. So yeah, he's going to transfer, and that means that we no longer need guys watching front. Okay. Bang ready?
Opening. I get that.
It's really tricky here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fuck
the
armor.
door is not.
So
going
the problem,
opposite.
yeah, okay. The problem is that I'm now exposed. So what I'm gonna do is take up some initiative and form an X stack. Okay. It's now my breach. Prep bang. The reason I'm saying that is because the door's gonna open to the right, so it means that I've got the initial contact area. Okay.
Bang
Prep
ready.
bang. Roger.
Need to roll.
Left side clear.
Where?
You coming out? Okay.
Moving up.
Close door on me. Prep bang.
Stairs on me.
Prepped. Throwing.
Okay, now.
That's
Okay.
clear.
I'll
Clear.
come back.
Copy.
So, what we reached here, any guesses as to what this kind of a junction is called?
A T-junction.
Yes!
Woo!
This is a T-junction. You must have done well in your driver's exam, Brandon. Although you did crash into a car, so maybe not.
Whoa. Hey, I slid. I slid. It was raining. I couldn't stop.
So, what we're now doing is...
You don't go into the wall, otherwise I'm gonna get stuck. There we go.
What we're now doing is I'm watching diagonal. Now, one thing, Ark, is you see when you transferred forwards for the two guys behind you to breach, come to the outer wall, because it's better if you're watching sideways
okay.
like this. But, again, now you know. So, what I'm doing is I'm watching diagonal, and Ark is watching straight ahead. Why? Why isn't Ark watching the left and me watching the front?
Well, because
Otherwise, if something happens, I'm in front of your
Yeah, like
barrel.
basically he just can't see anything. He'd only be able to see like literally that corner, whereas I can see more, so I'm watching his diagonal. So what's now going to happen is a transition. Now, Ark, what I want you to do is raise your barrel so that it's about 45 degrees. Okay, keep going, and stop. Okay, does everyone see that? This is a non-verbal communication that means move. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise my barrel, and then when you see my barrel raised, we come down at the same time. Does that make sense? So like
Yeah.
3, 2, 1 down. Okay, 3, 2, 1 up. 3, 2, 1 down. Okay, so you're getting into that flow, right? So let's do it again, okay? So you put your barrel up, and then I'd go forwards. Okay, so see when I put my gun up, then you'd bring yours back down when mine gets in line with you. Does that make sense? So it's almost like
Okay, so I'm giving you the go ahead to move forward.
yeah, it's whoever does it first. So how it works is it's like us trying to coordinate with each other without saying any words.
Ark just disappeared.
I'm still here.
there.
Can you see him?
No, he's
I see
invisible.
him.
He's gone.
Oh,
There's a ghost.
Oh, there he is. What the fuck? It just went to a different dimension.
okay, Ark.
To
I know
pocket
this
dimension.
This is like one of the most difficult parts to explain, but it's really basic. So you put your gun up as instructed, okay? And then when you see my gun go up,
You go down again.
and it gets in line with you, and then we come down at the same time.
Okay.
Makes sense? Okay.
Yeah.
So you put your gun up, and then just wait for me. Nice. You'll get more used to it, but basically just imagine accounting. Once I get in line with you, just imagine 2, 1 down, 2, 1 up.
Okay. So in this case, I think you'll push forward and I'll take the
Yes.
hard corner and cover the stairs then.
That's correct.
Okay.
Now, we also want to deploy a flashbang, so we'll get into that. But we'll not do it just yet. Okay. So,
Stairs on me.
close door on me. Wrapping bang. Stand by. I'm going to cover front. Get a second man over here. We need +1.
Brandon, on us.
Yeah.
We need second man here.
Yes.
Where's you?
I think he's not
Brandon,
listening.
move.
Oh.
The other two.
I just need a +1 up here, whoever's close. Okay, Brandon, you get opposite Tom, because we've got closed doors so we can afford to cross them. I'm going to cover this door. Okay, you deal with that door.
Right.
Thing.
My breach prep, eh?
Wait, who's opening the door? I thought it was left.
No, we're clearing this one first. So
Well,
I
he
said
said-
prep bang.
Yeah,
My
he said
breach.
Yep.
Yeah, prep bang.
Ready?
Opening door.
By the way,
Nothing.
Oh. Yeah.
I don't know if you know, but you're leaning to the
Oh,
left.
my bad. Yeah.
That's probably why.
That's
Okay,
probably why.
in you go.
Next time, take your hard corner first and then transition. Alright.
Okay. This is a dangerous one because I'm putting myself in an area where I can't back off, but I have to do it circumstantially to get the bang in. Okay. My breach, prep bang.
Ready? Okay, fuck. I should probably
Ow.
move here and then toss it, yeah. Because Arma is a fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, it's...
Let's try that again. or
Okay.
I'll take it. Yeah. Let's do that again.
Let's go back to... Can someone close all the doors, by the way?
Fucking hell. Yeah, the problem is also that you're constantly getting pushed against each other here.
Yeah. This is rough. This is why we need that stagger going on. Okay, let's go right back.
That's far.
Heal myself as well. Oh, so Tom, can you heal me because I don't have my own blip? Okay, I want everyone to put down.
You know you can add stuff to the editable objects in the Zeus module. It's all the way in the bottom.
Oh.
There's under Zeus, it's add /
Yeah,
move
I've
edit
done
to
it.
objects.
Very nice.
In our server, you can just right click and do it, but
Okay, so, Ark, you're gonna join me as my wingman. Everyone else, I just want you guys to follow us and kind of observe what we're doing. Okay.
I'm gonna go in Zeus for a better view.
Yeah. Ark, take point man.
Copy.
Okay. Move.
Moving. Door left.
Okay. So we're just gonna keep going
What
forward.
do you do,
basically.
mate?
Right. So you see that transition? I'm now watching the front. Okay. So just moving down one by one that transition, just to give an idea. So let's go back again. Let me try and find a different building because this one sucks.
Yeah, these fucking. I'll see if I can find something.
Yeah, we'll look for some shit.
Problem in Alp is you don't really have a lot of those kind of buildings. Did you get something already?
Time. Oh,
Oh, yeah, I thought
the-
maybe this would work like.
that's what I was thinking as well.
Yeah,
Oh, this looks familiar.
like here. If you you can just use this as the walls, I guess, in this
That's a good
little rooms.
Cool.
Like
Yeah,
pretend
that
those are
works.
rooms.
Right. Back up on me, single file. Okay, with by the way, with these ones where we go up a staircase and then through the doorway, we always have a guy here. He's there to provide flashbang support. Okay. Got bang.
Bang ready.
And then the stack. Open door left.
So I'm guessing we're gonna go fake flash it then.
Yeah.
Bang.
Okay. Bang out. Bang.
Moving.
You
Room
would
clear.
probably follow him.
Yeah, no, I was waiting for Toast, but I thought he had to go.
No, but you're on his side, so Toast would have to run across the
Yeah,
hallway.
yeah, no.
Okay. Obviously, this is an actual hallway, so I'm kind of just like looking in an area. So you guys then come back out and go back into the split stack. You guys will be in line with me. Yeah, perfect. Okay, and now we're using that same thing, the transition. We're now at basically a four-way junction.
So I'll huck left in, I think.
Yeah, and we're gonna try non-verbal commands again.
Open door on me.
I need a bang on me.
Bang on me.
Yeah. Bang ready.
Oh yeah, we're not going
Send
to
it.
next to bang.
Yeah,
Bang
just-
ready?
Going right.
Just,
Right
moving.
clear.
here.
Clear.
Two
Okay.
coming out.
Move.
Moving.
2 closed doors on me.
96 will,
Okay, we'll just open and clear these.
Copy,
You stand.
sticking.
Yep.
Clear.
Yeah, this is basically just how we
Yeah, you
deal with
don't
these
really need to move
mini
in there.
rooms. Perfect.
It's also you missed door.
Yeah.
closed door on me.
I think the flow is a bit.
Yeah,
all over the
I
place
mean
at
it's not an ideal building, but
Yeah.
the other one, the problem is it's just way too small. You just keep bumping into each other. I mean, I guess it will work with 2 men, but with like 5, it's a bit hard in there.
All right, let's
I'm stuck again.
let's come over here and imagine this is our corridor. I know it's quite wide, but
weird.
okay. So I want split stack. So I want guys over there, guys behind me. So again, imagine it as 2 buddy teams and then a guy as like a +1 to just go into the room and just support. Okay. So what's our next room that's going to be breached?
Probably on this side because we have to move where it's
Yep.
closest.
Okay. Prepping bang. Bang ready. Bang out. Bang.
I'm stuck.
Okay.
Clear.
So arc.
Clear.
Yeah.
Because,
go out.
because now we have guys in there, I can't watch diagonals, so you're gonna watch there whilst I'm watching
Okay.
front. Okay, and now that they're back out, we can go back to diagonals, so I'm gonna cross back over. Perfect. Okay, so what we now do is we're basically gonna enter both doorways at the same time. So in terms of flashbangs, what do we think we might do?
I'll probably.
You flash their side and then Tom flashes.
I
our
think it's
room.
better if you flash our side and you
Yep.
flashes their side, so we can keep covering the opening.
Ah, okay, yeah, sorry.
Okay, so we're gonna do a command. It's control and then 5 on the numpad. This is the non-verbal for flashbang. So let's just try it out. So me and Tom are gonna do it.
I have
Oh, is yours not
I
set?
have other keys for that.
Okay, number 2's prep bang.
Bang ready?
Bang ready.
Send them.
Bang.
Bang.
And then Brandon's gonna hold the corridor whilst we clear these rooms.
Clear.
Clear.
You coming out?
Coming out.
Coming out.
Coming out.
Okay. So now it's the same thing, but the other bang's going forwards.
Yep.
Okay. Bang ready.
Bang ready.
Bang out.
Bang.
Boom.
Now on the right here, this would be difficult because we have 2 open doors on
Yeah,
both sides.
is it just we hold then, I guess? Tom, that you hold the right
Oh,
side,
can we
hold the
try
left?
Yeah,
joining
I'd
me,
probably
and
just
then we'll
hold
go to
here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
So
we need the other
toast.
team to
Bang
cross.
out. Boom. Yeah, hang on. Role playing here. You coming out? Yes.
Here, this situation, like if you guys are moving in here, but we have 2 open doors on both sides, that will be a hard situation. We'd probably just hold this corner,
Yes,
I
you
hold
would.
this, and then we wait for you to move in here, cover that. Right?
That's right. Okay, cool. Now, one thing you will do first is a split stack, because if you think about it, then if you guys push out, so Tom, you'd be on the outer, and then have someone on the
Yeah,
like this.
I'd just move
He's
over.
yeah, we're then watching diagonals because if we're clearing that room over there, then you guys need to be watching this area. Okay, let's run that from here again and just see how it goes. Okay, bang out, boom. Over in front.
Clear.
Clear. Coming out.
Coming out.
Number 2's prep bang.
Bang ready.
Bang ready?
Send
Bang.
them.
Bang.
Nice. Going left clear.
Clear.
Right clear.
Clear.
2 coming out.
Coming out.
1 coming out.
Okay. Bang ready. Brandon did the hand signal, by the way.
Bang
so good
ready.
on him. Bang out. Boom.
Bang.
Right, clear.
Left clear.
With you. Bang out.
Bang ready?
Boom.
2 coming out.
With you, Tom.
Copy.
Okay, so now
Can
we're
you
doing the
see
same
Jerome?
thing. So, Tom, and you're only going to do the bang requests.
Prep bang.
Prep
Bang
bang.
ready.
Bang ready.
Send
Bang
it.
out.
Bang.
And then we transition. So, yep, perfect.
Yeah, I got a bit stuck in the controls.
Yeah,
Left clear.
There.
cool.
Clear.
Good stuff. So, again, that all just comes down to natural flow and
Yeah.
where we go. And
I mean,
definitely
it's-
compound ring shape.
It's also going to be harder to do with multiple people if people haven't done the training, so.
Yep. Let's finish up by just clearing this room and kind of going over how we might do that. So let's form an X stack on here. Okay. So we're kind of encompassing two things here. So we're encompassing the corner breach and also passing that room, and then the guys on the rear are breaching it, right? So how many guys are going to pass this doorway?
2.
Yep,
Two.
and then the three in the back are going to clear the door behind. Okay. My breach, prep bang.
Bang ready.
Send it. In this case, you can actually send one because we should be okay.
Out. Corner on me.
Stand by. Prepping bang. Bang out.
Open door. Wait, I'm just gonna close this.
Yeah.
door.
These are
Right,
tiny
clear.
rooms, so we'll just clear them up
Yeah.
ourselves. Room clear.
Prepping.
Clear.
Yeah, prepping bang. Bang ready.
Oh.
How did you
Rip.
get flashed by that?
Oh, I did. Oh, I went the
If that
wrong way.
happens, then yeah, just someone else takes over.
Yeah.
There.
Cool.
3 coming out.
Let's try that
coming
one
out.
again. You guys, once we've gone past, you can get straight onto that entry.
Yeah, copy. Alright.
Let's switch it up. I'll try and get in the rear and do the... Boom.
Yeah. Prep bang.
Bang ready.
Send it.
Out.
Oh, hold.
Closer on me.
Corner on me.
Right.
Number 2, prep bang.
Move.
Prep bang.
Prepping bang. Ready.
Bang prepped.
Out.
Send it.
Bang out.
Oh, go.
Oh.
Pushing right.
Clear.
Clear.
Right clear.
Fucking controls,
Nice.
man. Two closed doors.
Yeah. Well, there's a small room, so you can just clear them
Yeah.
out.
You
Clear
take
them
the
out.
right, we'll take left.
Okay.
Right.
You're,
3.
you're up.
You wanna flash it as well?
Bang
or
Nah,
ready.
just open the
Nah.
door.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
1.
Bang.
Clear.
Clear.
I don't really need to move in these rooms, honestly. I mean,
Yeah,
there
you
might
can
be
just-
a guy waiting here, but you can just cover it from...
Cool. Alright, let's go outside. I'll have a chit chat.
Little chit chat, yeah. Bit cheeky.
Bit cheeky, innit?
Alright,
The
so,
only thing I've missed is the tea break.
1 sec. For sure. So, I'll just kind of recap what we went over there. So, obviously we started off just with like some basic mechanics and kind of going over like using high ready, low ready and all that stuff, which I think we've implemented very well. We're using those safety systems to our advantage, and it's just made breaching a little bit safer. It also means you can actually close the gap a bit better too, so that's good. We then went into stacks, so just how we form our stacks. We do need some work in terms of natural flow, and again, it's kind of one of the hardest skills to develop, is just knowing where to stand. And like sometimes, you know, you'll move and you'll reach a room and you kind of forget what you're doing. Like, oh, am I supposed to do the flashbang, or you know, and it's something that develops with time. So what I'd say is, if you feel like there's certain times where, oh my god, something terribly wrong has happened here, I've messed up or someone else has messed up, then just remember that's about natural flow, and that's something that kind of develops on a long-term basis. But we'll continue to learn new stuff, and I think we overall did really well. Like, we were on a good baseline to begin with. We really got into like just attacking the hard corners, center fed and corner fed rooms. Callouts were getting better. Now, I will say with the callouts, I know we did this weird hybrid today of some verbal, some non-verbal. From now on, we'll just do verbal, and then we'll non-verbal will become like a section in itself where we just convert all our things. Because if you learn the verbal, the non-verbal's the same thing, you're just doing it in a different way. It's kind of like sign language. Like, this is me saying prep bang, and then the shoulder tap is bang ready. Shoulder tapping me when I'm stacked up is saying I'm with you. Your breach means I can point at someone, and then they'll know it's theirs. So there's, or of course we had that transition thing where we went up and did the nod. That's one of the hardest ones, but we'll get used to it.
Just need to fix my keybinds.
Yeah, if you want to know what I meant about the nodding thing, there's a video I posted in the resources channel at the very top. It's an Arma 3 2-man breaching. Watch that, and you'll
Yeah,
get
I
an
saw
idea
it.
of the nodding. Yeah, so you see they look up, and then when they're both up, they go down, and then they transition into
Yeah.
their hard corners. But yeah, the transitions were very smooth, and I like that in a lot of the cases, what we did was we applied our knowledge of like a different breach we did to another building. So we went, did a breach in a building, did a breach in another building, went back to the other building from a different angle, and then utilized different skills. And that's what really it's about, is not breaching the building, but you're breaching each room and moving from one room to another. Obviously we did room shapes, so we did room feed, so corner fed and center fed. Again, what we need to remember is how we identify those. Making sure we hand over the breach if it's, say, a corner fed, and it's you might want to indicate that to your teammate if you can. And center fed if, say, we're playing ready or not, and we have a snake cam. That's one of the identifications we can do. So we could say no traps, no enemies, center fed room, obstruction to the left, stuff like that. And again, just getting into following those walls, making sure we close them gaps, move in nice and quickly, nice and smoothly, but it's getting better, and it will get better with time. And then we went briefly into split stacks and also dealing with the corners, right? So guy closest to the corner, depending on how big the room is, we'll either follow the flow of the wall or we'll push out if it's an L-shaped corridor. What we kind of missed, like I cut this one slightly short. We were gonna go into like split stacks moving from corridor to corridor, but it's really something we've kind of already done, like in that breach we did over there. So rest assured, we will be doing more transitions in the future. And the next thing we'll go into is looking at junctions, which is basically what I've just described. So that's pretty much it in terms of what we've done today. In terms of development over time, again, these are mainly like about the flow, but we'll also over time start to talk about like decision making, environmental variables, dealing with hostages. So don't think that that's like as far as CQB can go. There are different sort of varieties, and maybe we'll do a bit of limited entry and stuff like that in the future. But again, even in terms of the flashbang test, I think you'll now get a better understanding for just how important flashbangs are, and also how we can implement them. Certainly on maybe the staff mission tomorrow. For those of you that are there who are doing method of entry, we'll definitely try and do that. And then Brandon, hopefully with the Ready or Not team, you'll
Just
get an idea of how we can
be aware
clear
though,
us.
it's a Rico mission.
Yeah, I noticed that, and I was a bit worried, but
We'll
So-
see. Maybe we can apply some tomorrow. Yes.
just out of curiosity, are there any questions?
No, not really.
No.
Okay, cool. Something someone asked. This wasn't actually someone. This was someone in Group B, but they wanted to know, like, are we doing quote unquote missions? Obviously, this isn't a unit. This is a training program. But what we will do in the future is, let's say we have a night where I haven't really prepared very much. We might do like a training exercise to kind of see how we're doing. So, for example, we might board a Black Hawk helicopter and then drop onto a ship and then do a deck clearance on the ship, as if it was like a situation we've not seen before. I just will be able to test what your guys' ability to hone in that knowledge. So it's not a mission; it's just a scenario within our training program, and that's pretty much what you can expect in
Yeah,
terms of
if you
actual
want me
exercises.
to, if I have some time, I can also toss together some training scenarios.
Yeah, that also works by all means.
But then I'd need some extra Zeus tools, so because this is really bare bones.
Yeah, if you want to send me someone, I can add them to the mod list.
Yeah, I'd have to look at what we all use, like a couple things.
Yep.
All right.
I think this is Achilles, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean we used Achilles before, but I think we have a bunch of other extra
Yeah.
Zeus mods to just add a ton of very nice things to Zeus.
Yes. So you should definitely send like a time. What am I saying? Like, you know when you get a YouTube video and you send it so it plays at a certain point?
Yeah, the timestamp.
Yeah.
Timestamp?
Well, Mooney needs to see this. Nice.
Or you can
well,
just send them the mod page and say, can we replace our mat, one of our mats with this one?
it's a private mod, so I'd have to send
Yeah.
it to him as a PBO, but yeah.
Yeah, also ask for D to add the M4A5s.
Alright, then I'll stop the recording.